You just had, Mr. President. Hold on. Mr. President, welcome.
Yes, I'm
Mr. President.
One second.
We will get 3 questions. Period.
Yes.
Mr. President, I'm Mr. Best Structural Place. I work for the Spoon Network. You just had meeting with the management of the RIA, and now you're touring the various facilities at the airport. What did you observe, and what was discussed in the meeting?
I mean, it's my very first visit because the airport is an entry point. Business people, diplomats, all of us want to make sure that the right things are done here, the right people are working, and that this place here is well secured as we try to encourage other flights to come to Liberia, and even for the ones that are coming, safety, security, properly managed. That's why I'm here.
Okay, Mr. President, my name is Anthony Williams. I work for State Radio. You just made mention of some measures that government wants to institute here at the airport. But I'm concerned about the aviation sector of the country, Mr. President. What plans does the government have for the aviation sector of the Republic of Liberia, sir?
I don't know what you're talking about, aviation sector. I'm here.
Okay.
They have people here dealing with aviation.
Yes, sir.
They have people here dealing with air control. What we here is to see an efficient airport, well managed, meeting all the international standards to make it safe and prepare visitors and
Lastly, Mr. President, listening to the managing director, he was telling you that the airport is run by diesel or generator, and recently, for the past years, this airport, it has gone out of outage electricity. So,
you know why?
No.
The problem is all of what we came to talk about: mismanagement, corruption, misuse of our resources, and we have to ensure that this airport will work to serve international standards.
Thank you, His Excellency President Joseph Nyoma Boakai, speaking to
Criminal Code B.
Let's go. God will punish you. You will die. Your eyes will be open. For what you get to me, and the shit you cause my family and I, you will suffer. I curse you. You will suffer. You will die. Your generation. Your generation. Will bear the consequences of what you did. You will suffer, Lucas. You will suffer. In any church, and lawyer, in any church, and lawyer, I got you. I swear, the children will suffer this day. The children will bear the consequences of what you did.
That was Jessica Lloyd saying her piece, knowing that she has just lost
Declaration Day we do not have great to go and sleep out. On protest today, the World Economic Crime Code is a solution for a new Liberia, and still with that solution.
Following up on the bill like so we are looking out for His Excellency because we like run-owned businesses and are not being protected. If you have your children, they are vulnerable, anybody can abuse them and insult them. So we are looking out to our government to protect us, like the liberalization policies, the 100% retailer rights, and financially, we need move from the government to empower us to change the dynamic within the Liberian private sector.
Well, basically, quickly, there's ongoing budget hearing at the legislature where a host of institutions are appearing, the Ministry of Commerce and what have you, with regards to today. And what have you to say as you call on them again to look into your direction, especially the business community?
So we asked, luckily for us, the Congress minister flagged something up, which of course there was 265 or 250,000 US for in the budget for the private sector, which of course is talking about like growing businesses. And I will call that change, and I did in my press conference, I think a week ago, or a couple of weeks ago, I said it was an oversight, but I don't want to be with it. The American message is something to be true. It's not too bad to be true, but I won't say good. Yeah, so I call that oversight, and I know the Senate, the representative, they have the oversight, they will do the right thing. We're asking for $50 million. We're asking for the liberalization policy to come into full swing. What Manasari did, we want them to undo it. Before Manasari could get into power, we have Liberian businesses, 55% purchase power for foreign businesses, 45% purchase power. In that means any businesses come to the country, or any individual come to the country as an investor, you force to work with Liberian. If you see me here in my store today, I'm behind the counter. You will not see Lebanese, India, or Chinese behind the counter in Ghana, in Africa, in several in Guinea, in Mali, in Kenya, you don't see it. Ethiopia, you don't see it. Even in Nigeria, you see foreigners behind the counter. And we need that to stop. That can only stop when the liberalization policy go into full swing. You cannot be in my country be doing wholesale retail and supply. There is nothing being left for me. Lebanese many Kenya was saying, why is he sending my son to me? Chinese many Kenya will crush that. Why are you sending my own crush that to me? So those things need to stop. You go to City Builder, City Builder, they are doing wholesale retail and supply. There is nothing being left for you and myself. We found out like Liberian are working with them, they don't carry home more than $200. What if the Filipinos, the Indian, the foreign nationality with them, the Lebanese store boys, they are working with 1,300, 1,500, they're giving them shelter, they're feeding them, they're running air conditioned car. The Liberian men are doing the real slave work, they're bringing the money on the table. Of course, we are the consumer as well. They are not being protected. So we need to be protected. Like we found out during Manasari, we gained the 26 person that APN terminals downside because they went to talk for increase in salary and in positions. Manasari wasn't able to reinstate them. President Reaction, he wasn't able to reinstate them. I have to reinstate them. I have to wreck ECOWAS. I didn't stop them. Or go APN terminal hostage for 3 days before those three were reinstated. So you don't have to protest for the right thing to happen. You have the representatives, the senators, they have the oversight. They have to stop being too friendly with those foreign companies in the country so they cannot share our future or our children's future for tomorrow.
Was quickly before my
Everybody is waiting to go to the reapplication center. Once it's built the area, we all will go there.
Wow.
And no one will sit in the street to say he's doing debt, going back on the street from morning to supply. No.
Okay.
Everyone's tired of this.
Anything you want to say finally, just before we move to the next person?
Yeah, I want to say to the government to please help us. All the promises they made to us, they realize of the promises and help us, begging them.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Sure.
Okay, so just come. Okay, so you said what's your name?
My name Kamara, popular name Scorpion.
Oh, popularly known as Scorpion.
Yes, go there with some of our brothers to learn trade, to do something else to help our family. But for now, the way the debt is taking over the whole street, we don't even understand because making too much of an infection around this building. You know, no wait for me to leave, but I just gotta try myself
So,
to this area.
so Scorpion, before getting here, what was life like for you? Who were you before finding yourself here?
I was a businessman selling slingers, watches. Sometimes I go to the store and buy Bluetooth and sell it around. But now, you know, life is getting bad because
So,
of.
so how did you get introduced to the habit?
I got to this habit because of my brothers and friends. Through my brother and friends, I used to come and smoke and get back home. So now I decided to be here because I'm now chronic in the life. But I want to go to the Cantonment Center. I'm willing. I'm
So
with.
what's the major challenge you face here? I mean, as you live here every day.
Sickness. Every 2 3 days I gotta get sick. Infection, sore, cutting, racing all over part of my body. We are happy about that. But
So
the government always promise this, promise they fail. They promise they fail. But we begin them this time, let them no fail.
What you should do.
oh, you were coming here. Who were you? What were you doing before being introduced to this?
I was a builder. I used to build. I used to do a good work. I'm a both listener and computer. That's what I used to do.
Oh, you were a carpenter.
And builder.
So up to now, you still have the skills. If you were taking somewhere to do a contract to build a structure, you can still do that.
Sure, I can stay continually.
So what's the major challenge for you being here?
Uh, for me now, there's no challenge. I can say anything good because what I find myself, there's nothing good I'm doing. Yeah, play in debt, look for things that I'm not even supposed to look for just to go and get my one and two. Yeah.
But most times I see the guys like up there, looking for what exactly do they look for?
That's why I'm saying we can pick up can cup, bottles, and other stuff just to put together and go get our needs.
Okay. It's just what the reality is here. And why this garbage creates a serious health situation for a lot of people, especially those who reside within this environment. Others see this as an opportunity because it provides a space where they're able to at least search through these garbage here and find something to sell to at least generate something for themselves at the end of the day. So we're now moving to the disadvantaged youth. We want to talk to the guys. We want to get from their perspective what life is like for them here, spending the rest of their day here in this particular place. Now, just to let you know, on the far end there, that's where our guys are. Of course, this is where the folks spend the rest of their day, and more like on the banner building that is being used as a resident for them. We want to talk to the first gentleman right here.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information.
Okay, tune to spoon to get your information, tune to spoon to know exactly what's happening in Liberia, in the ministries, the agencies, what exactly are the issues unfolding in the country. This is where we get to talk about the trending national issues every single day. We bring you critical analysis of those issues here as they unfold. Again, I want to say welcome. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. My name is Nelson Colette. Thanks to all of our folks across the world who have joined us. Thanks to the partner radio stations that are carrying this program, that are relaying this program as well. I want to say thanks to Trust FM, Gibi FM, Premium FM, and Trend Radio for relaying the program. Thanks to all of you who have joined us online. The program is live as well on Facebook, on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. We're also live on YouTube, and the YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. Another edition of the Late Night Show. Another time to be here to talk about Liberia, to bring you critical analysis here on the issues. And yes, just before I bring in the team, the rest of the Late Night Show crew, let me go across quickly and start to welcome some of you to the show now. And yes, let me visit the comment section as I try to welcome a few of you who are already here. Let me welcome After All. Oh, this a name. Okay. After All, God There. That's the name of the president. That's the name of the person. Abraham A. Benda, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. You say you're falling from Bernard Farm FDA. Nathaniel K. Hill, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tonight. Moses Colley, Michael Topa, you're joining from Yekepa, Nimba County. Yes, thanks for joining us tonight. I want to welcome Alice Ban, Sekou Donzo, Fofana TV, and yes, I see Solo P is here as well tonight. Thanks for joining us. Sekou Donzo, Eric McGill, thanks for joining us tonight. You're following from Atlanta, Georgia. We appreciate you tonight for joining us. And I see Hipko Kasi is here. Hipko Kasi, thanks for joining us tonight. Madela Jabo, Madela Jabo, thanks for joining us. Annie Flomo, we appreciate you, ma'am. Thanks for being here tonight. Golden Trust Group, yes, that's our own brother, Nat BKCC. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate the fact that you're here. Kindly share the program. I'm asking you to please share the show as you join us tonight. So we have a great show. I see Solomon Jallo is here as well. He said, my brother, the whole graveyard of Center Street need to be broken down and redeveloped. Okay, so that's his view. That's Solon. Solon. Solo. No, I think I need Maggie to come on to help me pronounce his name. That's Solimani. Thanks for joining us, Solimani Jallo. I see Cio Medela. Thanks for being here tonight. He says, good morning, Spoon family. Yes, let me say good morning to you as well. Mami Esther Tapi Moore, thanks for being here, ma'am. She says, Nelson, thank you and the entire team for interviewing our disadvantaged brothers and sisters. Hope the government will help. Yes, that was an interview today. Thank you. And then yes, I see a lot of folks here. Thanks to all of you. Kaifa Yama. Yes, I see David John, Adama Soiree, and I see Joseph Kabe, thanks for being here. Moses Colley, thanks for joining us. And I see Armstrong Wabenda is here. Veronica Sakpe, thanks for joining us. Annie Flomo, we appreciate Alexander Pope as well, and Robert Divine. Ma Mary Finda Yuma, thanks for being here. We appreciate you tonight for joining us. And I see Moses Colley Jr., Emmanuel Keke, thanks for joining us. Marie Lavla, Archie Unbreakable Tape. Yes, thanks for joining us tonight, Chief. We appreciate you. He says, Liberia needs a new capital city. Stop spending money on a city that can be improved. That's what Tapper says. But thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Solo P, thanks for being here. Gertrude Kuyate, thanks for joining us. And I see Janet Colley is here as well. And we appreciate every single person for being here tonight as we take you through another show, another late night show. And tonight on this edition of the program, thanks to everyone for joining us. Let's hope we can have a great show tonight. Let's hope we can have you making your input. Let's hope we can have the time enough where you can be able to talk about the issues as well. And it's important to state that we appreciate the fact that you're on the other side of the screen. All right, you on the other side, we here, and together we're making this work. We're making our contribution to our country. Yes, so this is something we all need to do to get Liberia at where we want it to be. It's a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play. We have a part to play in making sure that this country succeeds. And it starts with every single person adding our voices to everything we do to get it going well. All right. So thanks for being here tonight. So the CEO will hopefully be joining us on this edition of the late night show. The CEO will be joining us as we get ready to have a great discussion tonight. And last night was a good show. I don't know how many of you were here last night. How many of you followed the show last night? But it was a good show. And unfortunately for me, at some point, I had some technical issues just at the time when the guests were trying to wrap up. And then I encountered technical issue. Then I had to go backstage, and then the guys were on Emmy and the rest of the guys, and they kept it on. But it was a good show last night. And I took up time to watch the last edition of the show, the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon from last night. I took up time to watch that show today, and I couldn't hold back. A lot was said on that show, and we're gonna have the guys back. I didn't know that. There are certain things I will not say, but let me bring Rudolph on. Yeah, maybe Rudolph or Vasco will say it better. But Rudolph, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. It's good to be back here. Thank you.
Last night was a good show.
The man said, now what we got? I said, no, we got two organizations.
Yeah, but it's interesting to say here that there's another group, there's another organization within the motorcycle union that reached out today. The guys have a whole different version of everything that was said, But again, I didn't know that the chairman is a board member too,
Who Reverend Tapia?
Yeah.
Yeah, the man the board chair.
I didn't know. Okay, yeah, board chair, not board member, but I didn't know the chairman is a board chair.
So I was trying to understand if he was once a bike rider too before becoming, who he is now. That's why I was trying to.
But you had John King and the guys on the show last night.
The guy you were the cause you were literally forcing me to ask only two questions.
But at the end of the day, you had the time to ask all your questions. Yeah, no, but he said, and the both parties were saying that they're not involved with the politics, but again, the way they presented it. Yeah, so it was a good one last night. It was sad that I couldn't end the show with the guys.
You're trying to face things, but hey, you couldn't make it.
I couldn't make it. I had love, but I couldn't make it.
Trying to face things, I could see the love in your eyes, but you couldn't make it. Man. Couldn't make it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're here tonight. And so I want to say welcome to everyone. I see Lynn Lakpo is here. Someone says CEO shouldn't come on because he was a bad judge on the Spoon Talk. Sometimes
Nelson, yeah. CEO needs to come here so we can beat on him a little bit. Because CEO should be eating our show time. Yeah. You know what they were doing last night? They were talking about who man loved them more than the other person, how the other man loved Chastelo. While we're waiting for them.
I see Mr. Vakab in the Touré. Touré, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you. Is everything convoluted tonight or not?
Everything's stacked up, man. Everything's stacked up. I'm looking forward to the NBA playoff starting,
Okay.
My favorite time of the year. So, but yeah, everything good, man.
Wait, are you also going to be drafted, my man?
I learned Touré was playing basketball.
I will have to be born again. I'll have to be born again. Is it Rudy you? Rudy you? Yeah. I begin those days gone, man. The opportunity to play in the NBA. I think my daughter or my son now.
Yeah, man. But it's a good thing that we're here again
my
tonight.
daughter in the WNBA, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing we're here tonight. From my end, it was a tough day, ups and downs, and I'm glad that we're here again. You know, but this issue about okay, so let's do our opening quickly. Let's do our opening. So let's start with you, Rudolph, and then we can go to Ture. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, welcome to you, Ture. Welcome to our audience. It's always good being back here tonight. I mean, we are looking forward to a good conversation, and we are also looking forward to beating on the CEO a little bit tonight. Yeah. So I look forward to a good show.
So the
I look forward
the
to
CEO not can hear you talking about all the while. How you made it? Yeah, man. The
Okay.
CEO
Yeah,
not
Nelson.
can hear.
But we look
You
forward to a
you
good
gotta
show.
say Kukutine now encourage the CEO to come. Let me bring Mikael on, man. Mikael, thanks for joining us.
CEO, please come. You are welcome. Come, CEO, come and join us tonight.
Okay, Rudolph, thank you. Ture,
Yeah, Nelson.
what's
So
on your
look,
mind? Your opening.
man, it's a pleasure to be on, man. What's on my mind, Nelson? They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yeah.
And right now, man, the government they get on my nerves a little by little, man. But
what?
Yeah, man, the government get on my nerves.
Wow.
They really are. You know, I get it. You know, we have to get things right, but there are so many things you have to get right before you get things right. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It may seem like I'm saying something, but at the same time, I'm not saying nothing. But no, we in a business of getting things right, right? That's why we usher this government in, right, in power, right, to get things right. But in the event of getting things right, there are so many other things that you have to get right before getting to that point. You know what I'm saying, Nelson? So, I mean, and I know I'm going to have the opportunity to expand on what I'm just saying, because people in radio land or people that are watching live right now, they probably saying, my man, don't convolute the whole situation here. But I hope Nelson will give me opportunity for me to expand on what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Certainly. You have the time to convolute things.
I can really enjoy when the messing up.
But Miguel, please go ahead, man. Let's hear you.
Well, gentlemen, hello. I mean, I've been away a little while. Thank you for bringing me on tonight again, Nancy. It's always a good, a pleasure to be on here. But like I always say, we come here to do only one thing, to make Liberia better. Wherever we all can put our voices together and make our country a place for people to live and, a better place. That's what we're here for. So I want to, keep pushing the good work, people in Radio Land been doing for the country, for people to keep doing it until Liberia get better. The whole our lawmakers, our, be people in position responsible when they do something. We shouldn't let them be sliding around and things just getting worse and every day. Because if we let John go today, will you let Paul go tomorrow? That have been happening in Liberia time immemorial and having helped the country. So let's start holding each other responsible for what we do and what we don't do. So thank you. And we are here to discuss the issues. So thank you, guys. That's my opening.
I mean, it has been a while. What's up? You been busy or what? What's been going on?
Yeah, my man, someone has started. Construction open.
Because since the last night when you had love or you didn't make it, you just
no, I came back.
Okay, so guys, sorry, man. I had to.
Yeah.
Let me bring Mikey on. Mikey, please go ahead, man. What's on your mind? Let me put Mikey up here, Rudolph. When the females come, you gotta put the females up there.
But wait, you disappear too?
Mikey, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Nothing much. Today's my birthday. That's all on my mind.
Happy birthday, man.
Beautiful year.
I thought that
Ah,
was
today
yesterday or
the
2 days
19th
ago.
in America. I ain't going my life in America.
Because you are making us
I
who
here
are
in Nigeria.
because we are
Nothing going my Liberia time, going
the
my
thing
America
is
time.
we are here, but you are making us to tell you happy birthday on the show.
Ah, that's too bad now, Liberia time, America time.
Maggie must
Guys,
take advantage of both again.
I don't take advantage. I'll do that dual citizenship.
There you go. Enjoy it, my sister.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Maggie. That was a good one.
You know why? I'm just here, going on the flow. Nothing much.
You know, somebody in the comment section say, I am making CEO scared of can. CEO in scared of anything. You have watched the man on his show. The man is a complete troublemaker. He said the man scary. Scared of what thing. But CEO don't listen
That can put gas on fire. Man.
CEO is not afraid of anything.
That can put gas on fire.
But on a serious note, I don't know why. For some reasons, most of the folks can be they can be scared to come on the late night show. Since the day Mr. Gibson Jerry appeared here and the treatment he received on the late night show, sometimes when they see you telling some people to come on the show, they say, huh, that new minute, I'm going there. So you need to say what I can do to those people.
Mr.
Harmless people.
Mr. Giroux was flagged for double dipping.
Yeah, man, but it's a good thing that we're here again tonight. And you know, this issue about our country, man. The mayor took over, and I'm saying this from this particular situation. What you see here on the screen. Sorry. Okay, I think I had to bring this one back. So, Monrovia, as we all know, has been facing this issue of garbage. Waste disposal has been a major issue in our country. And under the previous administration, that government received the latches for not finding a solution to this particular issue. I remember there was a time when the media hit so hard on Mayor Jefferson Kochi that he had to say he's not dumper hero. And just because he's a mayor doesn't make him to be a dumper hero. So you're looking for a dumper hero, I'm gonna go look for the dumper hero somewhere else. But again, some people interpreted that as the mayor being frustrated at the time, given the situation at hand, and the way the media was reporting on this thing back to back. Those were part of the reasons why, if you wanted to go back to look at the legacy of the mayor, it's tough to really find a whole lot that you can point out to as major achievements of Mayor Kochi. Long story short, fast forward, we have a new government. We have a change of administration. The new mayor took over. And it has gotten to a point where the issue of garbage in Central Monrovia is even worse. It's even worse than the Jefferson Kochi time. As you see right on the screen here, I visited this location today along with some of the team from the network here, and now I've come to realize, to some extent, to at least try to understand what the people, the disadvantaged youths, go through every single day To some extent, Francis, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight. To some extent, I try to now understand what it truly means when people talk about the impact of garbage, the health hazard associated with it, what the people who live in those environments go through. Now, this is just here. Just the other day, we were in the red light market. There's a huge part of garbage there as well. And in fact, the guys put they put fire in it, and people sitting right under the garbage and eating. They spend the rest of that day there. Folks, from just the interview we did today, I tell you, even up to now, I find it difficult to even breathe because of what I saw and experienced in this particular environment today. Given the situation, considering that this issue started from Mayor Koji, because with Mirabro, it was a whole different case. With Mirabro, as mayor, no, to some extent, these things were controlled. It even went beyond going to structures and all of those things. But this one is terrible. Given that the previous mayor struggled with this issue, the current mayor, Kim, started very energetic, but now we're having similar issue again with the garbage situation in our country. Does this in any way suggest that our country, our city, our mayor, the municipal governments in our country are overwhelmed with this issue of garbage? I mean, just take a look at this. People live, the blue building you see there, people live in that building. It's more like a residential area. It's right in the garbage. Folks, it's easier to sometimes say these things, but just about 45 minutes I spent in this environment on that interview, it was more like a hell. Now, let's talk about ways forward here. Let's talk about why we're here in the first place. Let's talk about why garbage continues to be a serious issue for us in this country. Is it even possible for us to make progress from where we are? Should we point fingers at the community dwellers? Are they the ones responsible? Is it that the city government is overwhelmed? The last time they put up a statement to say that the filling state the Wentam filling point was overwhelmed, and they were trying to find solution. But how long will it take us to get at that point where we can breathe in fresh air, where our people will not have to die because of these kinds of serious health situations?
It's a health hazard.
Look, let's talk about this. Let me start with our brother here, Toure, and then we're gonna go to Maggie, and then we'll make the round table.
Merci. Once again, thank you for the show as always. To the panelists, great to be on here with you guys, and to our viewers, man, welcome as always. You guys keep the midnight platform going, and we couldn't be happier to have you guys supporting us. I mean, all of the time. But now, seeing to the issue, look, I saw you at that site today, and I was thinking about that. To be quite honest, we there's nothing we didn't say about President George Manawia, Jefferson Koji, and we really thought that the news government are going to be intentional about sanitation, even though it's actually flagged in the arrest, agenda. But that's not what we are saying, and this is not a knock on the government, but at least it just shows that certain things were just political rhetorics. They were not really intended to be taking on as aggressively as we thought that the garbage issue are going to be. Look, let me tell you, it is not normal, man. It is not normal for that location you were at today, Nelson. I was there. man. I was there, and I felt disgusted. And look, we can say everything. President George, President Joseph Numa Boakai might not have the immediate solution to the garbage issue right now, because this is a national threat. I don't care why anyone says. And I mean, and people might think, but today everything to you is national threat. But I'm telling you, bro, there is absolutely under no circumstances you can have a garbage in some of the most densely populated communities, right? People are inhaling, people are putting these things on fire. I was even shocked, Nelson, that you're out there today with no masks on. I mean, I could barely breathe when I was there doing my visit in Liberia, right? And look, there are certain things in life that when you not get control over these things, the country cannot move, even our own lives. Look, nothing positive happened out of dirt, right? When the area is so dirty, Nelson, the ability to even think critically is voided. The ability to think rationally is affected. That's how dirt, that's what it does. Because everything around you make you mad. Everything around you upsets you. That's what, because the environment is not even conducive. The environment is not meant for you to think critically, right? A wise man once told me that before you leave your house every morning, make sure you make your bed. Make your bed every morning. That should be the first thing you do. And the wisdom behind making your bed, he said, even if you leave to go out on your hustle, you come back and you have a worse day. But at least when you come back home, enter your bedroom, you'll come to a bed that is already made. All you need to do is just take a shower and lay down and then prepare for the next day. So if we cannot give our people anything, at least let's give them a sanitary environment. Let's give them a clean environment, right? Void of disease, void of all of these, transmitted, diseases that are associated with the kind of garbage, And when the area is that dirty, guess what? It attracts dirt. It attracts dirty people, and people come around. People want to be around that environment.
Is this thing? Should it be blamed on the residents? Is there any point at which we should, blame the residents as well?
No, absolutely
because
not.
For example, it is not the mayor who takes a diet and carry it in that particular location.
Nelson,
the
I
residents
totally understand where you're coming from. You cannot blame the residents. You can't. I mean, when we were growing up, we used to have dump out, right? Like in every community, in a corner, people used to come and manage and stuff like that. But the city is so congested, Nelson. The government need to do something. We can all talk about how Monrovia is congested. It is true, right? The government need to be intentional about their economic policy. Look, any government who can do well with that garbage issue in Monserrado is a government that's going to come in with every bit of intention to decentralize Liberia so we can get a lot of people out of that place. All right? It is too damn congested, Nelson. Look, any place you go, somebody house here, somebody bedroom door is another person's kitchen or window. It's like it is so congested to a point where I was there at that same location. A dude came from another building where it stood right in front of somebody's front door, right? And they were going to know why they in front there. That tells you that when people are so when people are being subjected to bad situation, they don't think rational. They don't do anything like any well-mannered human being would do, because that's what they see. That's what they wake up to. That's what they live through. That's what their children play through. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people don't know better. And when you don't know better, you don't do better.
Thank you, Ture. I mean, this is serious. Let's hear from you. Barry, welcome to the show. Welcome, Vasco. Thanks for joining us. Emmy, welcome. And let me welcome Peter Soiree as well. Now, let's hear from you on this issue. Who's next? Rudolph? Okay. Rudolph, go ahead, because it was you and Ture on.
Oh no! I mean, I thought you were trying to take the ladies. Before the other man.
Yeah, we're going to take a lady right after you. We'll take
cool.
Maggie. Cool. Or you want to give your space to the lady?
Yeah, give
Well,
it to
nice,
Khalid.
Rhoda. Last night you left the two ladies here when this thing couldn't go off and ran away.
But go ahead.
Rudolph, no
Rudolph, go
ladies first.
Yeah, I mean, I
When
will.
he was the first to leave.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I thought you guys buy because I had to take care of something here. But I mean, I will appreciate it if maybe Maggie can take over since it's her birthday. I will yield my time, my space to her for now.
Thank you. Hi guys again. Nancy, I don't know how you even managed to even stand over there. Sadly, I might disagree with my brother Ture on one aspect that he's not putting blame on the resident there. Yes, the government should provide places for people to dump site. Like in our neighborhood, we have a garbage can that everybody dump, and the county will come and pick up the garbage. And we also be fined if we put garbage to where it's not supposed to be. Let's say we have recycle garbage one side and the other garbage the one side. If they catch you putting bottles and everything in one place, you're gonna pay fine. So maybe if we start to put fine on our people and hit them where it hurts, they will learn to do the right thing. Then the government can come in and find a place to take the dirt and carry it. I don't even know where that particular location. I have not been to Liberia for a while, so I don't even know that location. But it's disgusting. Seeing somebody's house close, but I can even started to look at the picture on the on my phone right now. Nelson is showing it
right now.
So Nelson, can you tell me where that you took the picture?
That was Center
Yeah,
Street.
Center Street.
Close to the graveyard.
Yep, that's
That
Center
was
Street
the
right there,
graveyard.
man.
Yeah, that's right in that corridor.
Oh, Nelson, you in Liberia? I want to ask a question. Is there a designated area for dumping?
Yeah, so
Nelson.
let me let me say this. Yeah, there are some sorry. So yeah, there are some designated areas as well. But again,
Okay, in the heart of the city? Oh, they have like a garbage can that you dump the dirt. I know way back when we were growing up, they used to have cleanup campaign. When that time came, I think it used to be on a Saturday. Everybody in the neighborhood would gather. We had I used to live in Painesville. We had a big dumper at the back of our place. But when they say cleanup campaign, that before you blink your eye, that was before the one of the wars. Before you blink your eye, that whole place cleared because the government was finding the people that live around them when they come to observe the place, and that place is still piled up with dirt. They find you. Maybe the government need to start to hit them. I mean, we have to blame ourselves. They say cleanliness is next to godliness. People, it just show me if like that tourist said. My parents always said before you leave your house, make sure you fix your room, you fix your bed, because you never know what will happen to you outside, and they will rush you home, and you want nobody going in your house, in your room, and seeing them all scattered. So it just show that how they live home. Because if you would take your dirt and put it in the heart of the city, it speak on the person themselves. And again, the government should find a place or disposable I mean garbage can trucks to be able to take the dirt to wherever site that it should do the cleaning. But this is disgusting.
Thank you.
It's very sad.
So let's hear from you, Francis. Then we take Vasco, and then we go to Marie. And
I mean, I give my space to the feet.
Yeah, we love good. That we love good, bro. He was here.
Carrying it battle, man.
Yeah, we love.
Anyway, I will go ahead.
We don't we don't
Oh,
reclaim
we
it.
know. Yeah, folks, we got a privilege.
No, the ladies.
Huh?
No, the ladies.
Nelson, I can wait for Rudolph and
No,
our
it's the
brothers
people
to
who
go.
come first. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will go. You know, Nelson, August of this year will make me 6 years out of the country since I have not been back there yet for almost 6 years now. So I mean I did not really experience Mr. Weah's regime on how Jeff managed the city. But from all indication, from pictures I saw, from videos and stuff like that, they also suggested that I mean it was poorly managed. But you know, during the time I was back home, right, we had so because I was living 11th Street, and then on 12th Street there was a big MCC, like a big stuff where they would come put down, and then so they are supposed to come and pick it up and bring a new one whenever that garbage stuff gets full. But what we experienced was that there were times that I think it would be there for a week, and you are having 11th Street, 9th Street, no, 11th Street, 12th Street, 13th Street using that one small stuff, and then you will leave it there for like a week. Then you come and change it. So many times, even me, I mean, I will be honest here. There were many days that we would take our trash and the bin is full. We bring it back home. We put different trash bag down. It gets full. So we would not want trash to be around our house. So then that's where I think I agree when Ture says that it's a government problem, because we the people, I mean, we have tried so hard to manage how I mean, like we have listened to the government jingles and stuff like that. Don't put trash on the street. So we were then keeping our trash at home to take it to the bin. But then when the bin gets full and starts to overflow, government people passing and seeing it, they will not change it. What do you expect from the people? When the government is being reckless, I mean, of course, the people do what they think is best for them. So this is a government problem. I agree with Ture. JMB campaign on sanitation. It was key in his how they call it in his message or his campaign manifesto. It was key. So now for us to see that it is not given that much priority that we thought it was going to be given, I mean, it's unacceptable. It's a bit
So,
frustrating.
Rudolph,
Yeah.
a question. You
Yeah.
said JB campaign on sanitation. Yes, that is true. But for the trash that was piled up all in the street, all over the city for the past 6 years, you
Yeah.
just expect it to disappear in 3 months?
No, I don't want to believe that. So that trash that Nelson showed you, it was not a trash that has been sitting there for like forever, because we all, I mean, from the onset of this process, when this mayor was appointed, we saw that he carried on a massive campaign around. I hope, sir, it was cleaned. But after you have cleaned the place, what is the mechanism that you have put into place to make sure that it doesn't repeat? That is where we are blaming government.
Okay, thank you. Is that you, Francis?
No, I make I want to hear before me. I want you to choke me there, right?
Sorry, I'm going to choke somebody. Supposed to give her privilege. Go ahead.
Well, let that justice prevail.
Got it.
But thank you, Marshall Territory. Thank you for the time, and thank you everybody. But on a serious note, somebody once said on the show that if the feast is going to be good, you know it from the eve. And it's go down with Liberia as a country, and it go down with our leaders that will vote for every year, every 6 years that come to power. Liberia is a country that I mean, if you think about it critically and look at it from different angle, the engineer will say use your third eye to look at it. You even gotta use your third eye. You can just see that when president and government after government come to power, there's something they will not just. I mean, just from that start, you know that something will go wrong. Big time too. I mean, how can as Liberia as a country we can't do that? I need the bare minimum for our people. When President Barack got to power, when I saw people in the street cleaning up, I thought it was a very good start. For one fact, I went to Liberia in 2021 to bury my uncle who lived for 106 years old. I went to Liberia, we're driving from Kagata, I think we're coming from Ganta, but we got to Rayleigh in the night. Don't you know the whole street had been blocked by this deck that was powder on the street had fallen apart. That means if it fell on the road, it blocked the whole entire road. We didn't have no way to even come through the main intersections to come. Liberia as a country need to have a system. And we said it one time on the show, somebody was in the comment section said, Liberia have a system. It like you said the man got common sense. Common sense is not common until you put it to practice. You can get all the system you want on the book sitting in Liberia and you're not implementing nothing about it, and not a system. It's not a system. If we start talking about Liberia is not a country, it's not the only country in the world that people made dead all over the globe. That's how human being live. We are ourselves. The Bible says we are dead. From the dead, men were made, and to death we return. But people make sure and they set rules and regulations in every city around the world, and they take care of that dead. The least thing you can ever do for anybody. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Then I mean, we Liberians clean ourselves to be Christian and godly people, whatever Muslim or Christian around the world. What are we proving? If we live in debt like that and we call ourselves Christian, and they say cleanliness is next to godliness, all the God thing we do in Liberia, that's not right. Then President Bouaka take the matter seriously. If they can't do nothing for Liberian people, at least let the city be clean. And not just Monrovia. We always think that Monrovia is the only place in Liberia that has city mayor, or only city in Liberia that has city mayor. But they got cities across the entire country. You don't hear about those. But these are things that go on there. I got to Ganta, and the city was very dirty. Ganta was never like that. But these are places that got major city mayor all over the area. But you don't hear about them. You don't hear about Monrovia. But Monrovia, yeah.
Could you also say that, because I know everything is being turning on one person here, could you also say it's a systematic problem that they don't have, like, firefighters come here to us, we don't have the equipment to do the jobs, we don't like a landfill to put these trash, something to ground it, or things that we see here. Could you say that could be some of the problems? Because we all saw the cleaning up, right?
Yes.
And all of a certain, and then you had some people also threatening to make it look bad, that they were embarrassed that this cleaning up was going on. So they also threatened that they were going to be bringing the trash and put it back there to make it look like they were not doing anything. So could you also say, like I was saying, could you say that because of the landfill and all of that, lack of equipment could be the problem?
Okay, I will answer your questions in making statement. When Ellen Johnson said he came to power, before I left Liberia in 2012, there was a whole garage system there. I used to see the truck moving from Liberia, let me say from downtown Monrovia, taking the garbage somewhere there in Raider, somewhere in Pinsville there. They had a dump site. What it lacked is the system to systematically maintain those things continuously. Because the thing about it, if there's a system that everybody's supposed to be following, and my sister was saying, if you live in America here, there's a system here about trash. If you put your trash somewhere, you get paid, you get fined for that. If there's a system in Monrovia that the police is involved, the city mayor is involved with the mayor because they got city police. You understand? They're involved with those things.
So that's why we blame
the
government.
people will live by it. If some people start going to South Beach right here and all that, the people will live by it. But the government, they forget the system because of corruptions and they let it go away. It's there. It wants happy. It wants work. It can continue.
Frasco?
Complete it and let it go.
Thank you. Let alone. Let's hear it.
Hey, how you doing? Let me say, I mean, I have lived in that country for over 30 years. What I'm seeing right now, I've never seen it before. I have never seen that in the street for a very long period of time. And then the city mayor came to us one time and told us that the reason why the dead is in the street is because there was some fire where they usually go to dump the dead. So I don't know if they still have the fire at that site, because that was the excuse he gave. There was a fire there, so they couldn't go and put dead there. I mean, it been like almost a month now when he came up with that excuse. And we were here, I think, 2 weeks ago, when the whole Central Street was black with dead, going to almost a month. And today, Nelson went there. So from that time up to almost a month now, the dead continue to pile up.
Vasco, how long have you been in Liberia? How long you been out of Liberia? If you don't mind me asking.
I've been out of Liberia 5 years.
Oh, okay. I see why you never seen anything like that.
So
Go
I
ahead.
know much about what been happening in Liberia. I'm not telling you that they haven't been dead around, but I'm telling you that I have never seen for the longest period for dead to be piled up somewhere for almost a month. And there is no action. But you see the city mayor Saturday morning walking in the street with a jug in your hand, drinking. So it's like there is, no plan, no action plan. How to get the dead from the street. To get that dead from the street, it will even take you 2 or 3 days.
Really?
It will take you 2 to 3 days. When this man came before the inauguration, we saw this man working overnight. He had trucks.
So Vasco, do you mean to tell me?
You'll be asking.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask you a question, but go ahead. So you want to land.
When this man came, we saw trucks. A lot of trucks. Getting garbage from all over the place. At the time, the president haven't appointed him yet to that position. He was working. They were trying to give the city a facelift for the inauguration. Now they have appointed this man and made him the city mayor. And this is a time for him to even show to the Liberian people that what I did before the inauguration, I can do more. Nobody can tell me say there is no logistic, because we saw him with trucks upon trucks.
Can I ask you now?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Have you been watching TV for the past 6 years?
I've been watching TV for the past 6 years.
On Facebook.
I've been watching Facebook for the past 6 years.
And to you, to be honest, that all the dirt you've been seeing, it's just been dirt from 3 months ago.
I'm very simple.
2 months ago.
I spoke very clearly here. I said,
maybe I didn't hear it.
I have never seen dead in the street for this kind of a long period of time. 3 weeks ago, the dead was on Central Street. Nancy went today almost a month now, a month plus. The dead is still there. That is just one place. Go real life. I saw the dead real life. I was sitting in the chat room there.
Thank you, Vasco.
What are they doing? I'm a minute I'm talking for. What is this man doing as a city mayor? What is he doing? This is not something for anybody to come back here. Or because of JMB, support JMB. We're discussing here the safety of our people.
Nice.
Our people getting sick because of dying. Our people die because of death.
Thank you.
When we say that this government, They don't even know how to start. They don't know where they're going. They are all confused group of people. You want to come and sit here every day and share blame on the job where says here. We always telling you if Georgia didn't do it the right way. And the people say, okay, Georgia, you know, did a good movie, you know. We're bringing the people that have all the ideas, who have all the know-how. 3 months, just in 3 months, they sitting dirty more than ever before.
Thank you, Vasco. Your time is up. Who's next? Francis? Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when our brother is speaking, you want to agree with him, but then you just come and say, oh, no, I forgot who's speaking. Because then you know, you listen to the thing, you know, I'm telling loud my hair, but then the tapata start to come in. You see? We come and talk Liberia here. You see, I always say this thing. When we come, when we're talking to our people, Liberia will never change. Because what we even are outside, that's supposed to show that we've been in advanced countries and we see things going on. We see how people disagree politically, but in the interest of the country, they come together and just say something, but we'll come outside and still be until the election days tomorrow. We try to vote for somebody. Enough is enough. Georgia is never coming back, bro. That's why you lost all of y'all in a chat room. So I can even imagine the fastest you guys are giving him. But apart from that, let's speak to the Liberians here. Yes, I will blame the government and the lack of system because Liberians are scared of trouble. You tell them march over here, that's why they will march. But come pick out the trash. Come pick out the trash. It's ridiculous. They should take someone trying to pilot for a JMB house. They should put it there. They should put it there. Because it's ridiculous. We all agree, George, we are with an incompetent government. Some Natalia McGill told us they just piled up people on a payroll because they wanted to show that creating jobs. But when they took all those people, they start taking all the people out, right? Okay, you don't even pay the people on a monthly basis. So keep some other people and let them regularly take trash out. Let them regularly take the trash out from the city. You're not paying them anyway. The government has not been paying people for months. So they take some of those people and say they were all temporary employees, but rotate them, move them to where it's necessary. But they don't be thinking. They don't think. That's why I say, you know, Tourette mentioned something about we probably missed it about decentralizing Liberia. And somebody mentioned in the conversation, outside Monserrato, you breathe clean air. Monserrato is the dirtiest city in the world. Not just Liberia, in the whole world. Monserrato is the dirtiest city. So try to create an opportunity for people to leave the city. That place is so overcrowded. I mentioned on this same show the last time. When I went by the camp in Liberia in 2022, I went to Camp Johnson Road. The upstairs building that was a sit under a plate, there's a septic tank that was there. That room for somebody. Because everybody wants to live in Monserrato because that's the only place you can hustle. So the more people are congregating somewhere, more activity will go and more dirt will continue to pile up. So what's the use of public work? So, but some of these things happen because you see this position, the city mayor and the superintendent of each county should be elected like it used to be. Because when people are elected, they want to protect their job. This city mayor, like Jefferson Koji, had no reason to even be creative in the last 6 years to clean the city. Because what? I don't care. When I go to the Buga with him and drink NSC XO, he will keep me there. In the city with a new city mayor, President Buga appointed me, I can do it, there's nothing to do, or make any excuses, and they will keep him there. But if he was elected by the people, and he know that, okay, I want to be re-elected, I will tell the people that the government is not, or the superintendent is not providing resources for me to clean the city. And if there's a CDC mayor and you get a CPP superintendent and a unit party president, let's see who will lie for who.
Francis.
Yes.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair? Because I watched the mayor last night and he was complaining about logistics and equipment to do the job. He said we want to do the job. We got people here to do the job, but we don't have the equipment. So don't you think it's a little unfair for you to say he's making excuses?
No, I mean it's not unfair because we've been hearing this story. Let me say it's I don't know how to even call it, but even though it's different administration, but our leaders there are the same. Like I said, until you can have elected officials in this position, not appointees, these things will continue to happen because the president appoints them. Only the president can remove them. But if the citizen of Monrovia or Pinsville or Banga elect their mayor, and they can look over Vata and see how Vata is clean, whoever is the mayor for that area, they'll say, okay, we're choosing you. People will be creative, and then they will tell that people, this superintendent not providing funding for it. The superintendent will say, okay, I get the money because this president of United Party is not providing funding for CPP superintendent, and that's why ANC mayor is not getting money. Then the people now, we see the thing out here in the West. My city mayor is elected. Even our school board people are elected. So they come out and speak up. You see it most of the time, the problem lies in states and cities where it's all democratically ran or Republican officials. So they keep going that way. But when it's a mixture of different political leaders, everybody wants to call the other person out. So now you find a balance. So Monserrato will always be that way because the people sit there, they do not want to do anything. Because if you clean the street, and you got people coming constantly, and then you find, for instance, going to put trash where it's not supposed to be, or not on trash day, and you find, for instance, having it, or you take him to lock him up for a day or two. Like people so scared, we will fall in line. But before you do that, show the people that okay, this is trash day. Like I wrote talk about, yeah, it's so happy one. Okay, I'm just zero. Right at market area in our curb. That's where our dump site used to be. They used to come and clean it. They used to come and clean it every now and then. But we still have spillage. That's why the typhoid fever will not leave Liberia. Malaria will not leave Liberia. All these illnesses that other countries have already eradicated is still something like the war just started in Liberia. So our people need help. And our officials are the reason these things are not happening in Liberia because they're not innovative and they always want to say, I was there because they are not elected.
Thank you. So, sorry, have you gone yet? So, yeah, so I agree with what Francis is saying, right? We need to have a plan and the government needs to do it. But in my opinion, I think it's a little unfair. So the mayor, I don't know who's in charge of the trash thing here, but I think it's a little unfair for people to say that there's trash that we're looking at, that we've been looking at for the past, I don't know how long. It's just a 3-month thing. Do you agree with me or
Say that again,
Oh, you asking Francis?
Sorry.
Let me say that again.
He's talking
to
No,
Yeah.
Can I come in? No, I'm already talking to now, Francis. You're talking.
Oh, okay. I thought sure.
Well, thank you. Let me say hi to each and every one on the panel and to people listening really land and by whatsoever mean. Well, the issue about Liberia, we have identified the issue about system. And I think it's a both is the blame comes from the both sides, but mainly we want to blame the government. Because you can say whatsoever thing you want to say about Mary Bro, but you and myself agree that when that lady was a mayor, there were things in place. There's the usual tendency in Liberia that if I got a job, let me put myself in certain proactive move. Let people believe that yes, I can do the job. You know, there's that tendency, and that's which we have been seeing over the past period of time. You know, so Liberians have their own problem, but the proactiveness of government in place now and government in past has been an issue. You say you don't want to believe that that particular debt over there is maybe it could not be 3 months. I can identify, I can tell you that that debt over there could be a 1 month there, based upon the situation in which the firm themselves in. You were interested to know that people come from not only that Central Street area, you will see people coming from Paris Street, people coming from different streets to come and put deck over there. So the issue about dirt in Liberia is a serious issue. But the mayor need to put some proactive measure in place. We understand there's a constraint, but there are laws and other. They got more people working in that mayor, in that MCC. I think people should be to a point where there are people need to be to these various areas to monitor how people drive, because sometimes like Brent got their own problem when it comes to putting dirt and not wanting to look at a specific area where the dirt is supposed to be. I want to believe that there's no sufficient bucket when it comes to the dirt tracks thing. It's not sufficient for people to put dirt in. And I mean, these are things that we need to look at. There are a lot of education that need to carry on. So the mayor need to uplift his hair, because the issue about whatsoever government king, who mayor was there, that's why we said they were doing the right thing. So we should bring the people that need to do the right thing. So for that dirt to be over there, it is somehow, I appreciate Nelson. Sometimes he really go for the human interest story in journalism, which is very appreciated. So when I saw him today, I was a little bit shocked. So when we voted the government to come to power, we did not vote the government to come against certain level of skills. There should be certain level of proactiveness. You can look at the mayor, the MCC got laws, they got politics that they run the MCC on. So if you will put certain law in place, we could say Mayor Broadtimes, she's different from the mayor now currently. But I think you need to live in Liberia. You have to be somehow in that military move for certain things to get done. No matter how people call your names, they're gonna call you names. They will do everything to undermine you. But you have to live for your head in certain way to get your job done. So I think in my mind that the government need to understand, because that is the city. Like somebody talking about decentralization. These are things that we should look at. Everything in Liberia there is just in a small little constrained area. Everything ministry. I mean, we're going other advanced country. Come on. You have to take some of the ministry from over there and some of the bases, proactive government entity. Carry on the highway. There are government land all around the place. So you cannot get that congested area. So the issue about deck is highly disappointing, and our mayor need to be facts first. I know there are challenges. We identify those things, and he even talk about it in his interview. But the one that is there now, I think he has to be more proactive to get the job done. So I think that my takes on that issue.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Ami, for having me. It's good to be here again today. I beg to differ with many of you guys on this issue, but then I do agree with some of what you guys said. Nelson, are you able to play the video I sent you or no? Is Nelson even a Thank you, Nelson. That video was sent to me in October, November. As many of you know, we brought up the volunteer cleanup campaign for the inauguration. I was the chair lady, the co-chair lady. And a young lady named Patience was the chair lady. And that video was taken during the Josh Weah regime. It's easy for people like Vasco to come here without any evidence and just to say anything because they want to look good and make CDC look good, because they feel like there is a need that every discussion on here should be a competition between the CDC and the JMB government. I agree with Francis. There's a need for Liberia to be innovative. Okay. New York City. Nelson is probably unable to play that video also. I sent him. New York City create 3.2 tons of garbage a year. And do you know what they do with it? New York City electricity is run off garbage. They use their garbage to make electricity and supply electricity in New York. The CDC government with the man that say he now a garbage, he now a dumper hero.
Yeah, control man.
Let me tell you something. When time is for today, because they're only using the place as a garbage disposal. But when the garbage get there, what are they doing with it?
Yeah.
What are they doing with the garbage when it gets to that location? All of this garbage y'all see, y'all will be surprised to know it's from the Josh Weah government. We only gone 3 months. No. Let me tell you how it's from the Josh Weah government. The cleanup campaign that we set up, it was nearly impossible for us to clean up major garbage area because we didn't have the resources. When we started JMB, they didn't even take power yet, so we only had 35 wheelbarrow. Young people, over 1,000, I had over 30,000 young people that I was controlling, that was willing to volunteer money, contribute to buy wheelbarrow, to buy broom, to go and sweep these places. And what they decided was we had each district, we had a chat room for each district. And what they decided was that they were going to start from their communities because they care about their health. So what they did, when they take the trash from their community, they bring it on the main road because the garbage truck, we only had 2 garbage trucks and they could not go in communities. So some of the day you're seeing it came from community and on the main road today.
I was gonna say I had 1,000.
It on the main road because it came from communities. And not only that, Liberian people are to be held responsible too. Let me tell you why. Our Liberian people, that's why I said the government needs to be innovative, because even if they not do what New York City is doing, because New York is solving 2 problems at once. Even if they don't do what New York is doing, right? There is a need to bring private company if they cannot control the debt in the country. Because who said the Liberian people are not willing to pay? Today, you see a lot of those trash you see on the road is being brought from community by disadvantaged youth. Liberians can pay their money. They go in their community and then take their trash and can't dump it on the road. Disadvantaged youth. So if they are paying the disadvantaged youth to collect their trash name from their houses name, only to come put it on the road and pollute the city, why not bring private company like Liberian pay for their own trash?
Exactly.
Why not? Most of those trash you see in Jella, the other video, I made a video, we even did our jingle and all. And the other video, John, we are dancing buka on the boy info and then to do, but we nothing there. You can play that video because it's copyright. If you see trash, Fasco, you'll forget that trash that over there. So I disagree with Nelson to come here tonight and say that's the biggest trash he have seen since. I disagree, because we mobilize people, we have people on their feet going from place to place where trash men were there to take pictures and send it in our group chat so we can know the places to target when it comes to cleaning the trash. This government just took power 3 months ago. You don't expect them to clean 6 years worth of trash that Jefferson Koji left in our country. It's impossible that they will clean it in 3 months' time.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Marie. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
The resources are available too, like the trucks and everything. But then again, when the truck is available, no place to dump the trash, where will they go?
Thank you.
The people are trying to create space. I heard they're trying to buy another land space somewhere where they can be able to start dumping the rest of the trash that they will start collecting. Because when time is full, the other place that they play cash fire, I don't know it was due to it was due to climate change or what. But when time was on fire, the other time I saw it on Facebook.
I saw it too. Thank you, Murray.
Thank you, Maria, and thank you for working along with the people.
This is interesting.
So Nelson, I sent you a video as well. So I want you to play it. That would be I won't say anything after that.
Okay, so I'll try to find a video. Let me try to
I
see
sent
it.
it to you. Don't try to find it. To
Um,
so yeah, let me send people 20 seconds. Go ahead, Vasco.
I mean, this is very, very sad for people to play politics all day.
Oh.
Vasco, you're the only person playing politics here. You're the only person playing
You play
politics here.
politics all of day? Are you serious, Marie? You telling us that it says here day stay in the street? You know what it says here day? Look, that day, that over there, not just that place, though. A nursing move from a nursing go rail tomorrow and show you the one on there. I don't know, you'll come back here. Look, this is on the city government. This is not about politics. The city is completely dirty.
Thank you, Vasco.
On this man. You need to be encouraging him to work.
Thank you, Vasco.
Why I can see that man doing Saturday?
I said thank you.
Tell me what I'm making me doing Saturday.
20 seconds, Vasco. Yeah, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Want me to mute you?
But this is important, right? So, and we're gonna give the 20 seconds across. Emmy, your video has copyright, so I can play it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, sure.
She won't bring the dirt from Joe.
But let's do this, right?
I want to show you so many dirt that you never seen before.
I said the time they have
so let's do this
over there. It have never happened before.
Those are the dirt that
That's not true.
Those
and
were
the
the
devil
dirt
talking
that
about no car can pass.
That's not
No car
true.
passes.
Yo,
Yeah,
let's
so guys, let's go around. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're gonna do the 20 seconds.
That's not true.
And no
let's
car
do
can.
it. Vasco, let's do it one at a time. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna give the 20 seconds. Ture will come in.
So
But
look.
just before you come in, Ture, just before you come in, right? In 2021, we had a situation precisely in October of 2021. We had a situation in the country where the head of the United Nations delegation to Liberia, the EU delegation head, Laurent de la Rose, described Monrovia as
Yes, I remember. Yes.
the dirtiest city in Africa.
Yes, thank you.
But then,
repeat, please.
Maggie, let him go.
But then when he made that statement, a lot of people did not, especially those in authority. Marie, please don't distract us. Especially those in authority did not see that statement from the environmental aspect, and as something where someone was expressing himself, and it's like someone telling that you have a dark spot on your shirt and you need to clean. No, a lot of people did not see it from that point. Rather, the politicians took it and ran with it politically. They politicized the statement and made it appear as though it was the head of the UN envoy was insulting the country, to a point where he was pushed and he had to come back to retract his statement. But have we made any progress from that time up until now? Have anything improved? Yes, we agree that it was on the former mayor Jefferson Koji, but this is the rescue mayor, right? This mayor, from the very start of this process, when he took over, like Mary said, We saw the people all in the streets. The mayor was at the forefront. They were cleaning the place. How is that different from the Josephine David NEJ we saw when she was just appointed Commerce Inspector General, all in the store catching expired goods, and after 2 months she stopped going after expired goods? How is that different from what we're seeing with this current city government? And that is just where the concern comes in. But let's hear from you, Ture. Let's do the 20 seconds.
And Nelson, thank you very much for bringing that comparison. That's, you couldn't have actually put anything in comparison to what is happening. Yeah, we saw Miss Davis. She all over the stores. Oh, we're not going to allow this to happen. But that was just for photo op, right? And a lot of people say whatever we saw the mayor doing is the same thing. But let me come back to my sister Mary. Mary, you know what? I'm not going to let you off the hook on this one. Look, you guys did clean up that city. When I was there, that Center Street area, it was cleared out. At least the day I was there, it was cleared out. So that is not a 6-year garbage, Mary. It is not. Let me tell you this, right? Look, this thing is not hard to do. And a government that really came to help alleviate some of the suffering from their people, you don't even have to revert back to the previous administration, to be quite honest. That is absolutely laziness. I'm not going to talk about Joe Weah moving forward again, right? Because you're just making excuse, right? You're just making excuses. That's why the Liberian people voted you in, to come and solve these problems. So we're not going back. We're not going back to say, oh, this was 6 years garbage, or this was 3 months garbage, or whatever it is. You wanted a leadership. It was given to you to solve the problem. Solve the problem.
Thank you.
All right? We're talking about decentralization. Monrovia needs to be decentralized. Any economists will tell you that. I'm not one of them, but I know exactly a thing or two about it from my Econ 101 in college. I know a thing of that. But let me tell you this. For us to solve this problem, look at Rwanda. Look at Rwanda. It has.
Thank you, Ture. You know, the 20 seconds is too small to include Rwanda. Thank you. Thank you.
How come you can hear Nelson, but you can't hear me?
I was hearing you, boy. It was not registering.
Where's my yellow card?
Yeah, so Francis, you want to come in?
Yeah, man. I mean, the whole trash situation, it will not stop until we have fewer people living in Monserrato. And since we know that's not going to happen in the next few administration, until the roads are good for people to move back to the various counties and businesses move to the counties, it's not going to happen. So public work need to be, since government is the highest employer, they need to hire more people at public work just for cleaning the county, because trash will continue to happen. People live in those places, they eat. Dream beating my agriculture. You fertilize us there? You fertilize over there? Bring machine, grind the dirt. A lot of things, boxes and all food, start writing food and all that stuff. Fertilizer or electricity. Be creative with your trash. Some countries don't have anywhere to put trash, but you don't see trash in our cities because why they turn it into manure, compost, and things like that, and use it on our farms and our garden. But Liberia, we just tell them we're helpless. That's why the government just play with the citizens like that, because we think the government know better. People that travel outside the world, outside the country every single day. They don't see nothing happening outside, even in Guinea or Ivory Coast, before we even talk about the West. Then they go sit down where they get paid $10,000 a month, $8,000 a month, and every snow the you get called about the Senate talking about you're not getting paid enough.
I knew I didn't know you welcome me. Who's next? Maggie, you wanted to come in?
Maggie,
I don't have much to say, but I mean, everybody have said everything, and I get like most of us have said, yeah, the government, but again, our people too. Let's say if the government provide a means to where to put the trash, and our people still dumping it where they're not supposed to dump it. It's still going to be the same. And Mari was saying, I know Brother Dewey say it's not 6 years. We're not going to go back to George Weah time because that's what we asked for the government to come in, and we elected this government. It's time for us to work. So we're not going to put blame to Jefferson Kochi. It's been 3 months. But again, we are just 3 months into the government. Things that are spoiled cannot just be fixed. It's not like a magic one. We should be realistic.
Thank you. Thank
We
you.
should be realistic. I know we want to beat on the government. We want to put fire under them. But again, we should be realistic. This cannot be done overnight. It's not a magic one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're right, Maggie. It's not a waving a magic boo and getting it done. We all want to hold our government feet to the fire, but some places we just gotta be real, guys. When the government, when a person in that position tells you there's no equipment, there's no logistics to get this job done.
Is that your 20-second, I mean?
Oh, this is my 2 hours. Y'all talk, I didn't say anything. So it's like that. But yeah, if there's no logistics and stuff, we shouldn't just ignore that and think that we saw people in the street using their bare hands all morning. And we saw, wasn't it Alvin Kamara just went in.
But Emmy, if the issue of no logistics right now is something to buy into, then why was Mayor Jefferson Koji crucified? Why was he why did he receive all of the latches? If there's no equipment now, then was there equipment yesterday?
Because Jefferson Kochi wasn't doing anything at all. These people, when they won, you seen them all over the place. You see them cleaning. You see them, but they don't have it. They're using what they have to do it. So in doing that, it's going to take them time to get it all done. You understand it now? Then somebody that just sitting there and just allowing it to pile up. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that, if we saw Jeff doing something, come on, this is Liberia we're talking about. I'm not part of it. Y'all stop coming here with a politics when we're talking about something, but when you bring a comparison, we have to compare. If somebody come here and talk about, I never seen it kind of trash in my life, you got to tell them the truth. That's where the comparison comes in, and not because it happened over the 6 years old or JMB government shouldn't take care of it. That's not what we're saying. No, they're there now. That's their problem now. But if you're making comparison, then we have to be realistic and check every enforce who. That's what we're doing.
Thank you. We'll have to take your 20 seconds quickly because we have to transition.
You know, Nelson, the thing about Jefferson Koji, within the last 6 years, Jeff was a full-time SG for CDC and a part-time mayor. So we will not even bring that comparison in. But the thing is, Nelson, this issue about diet, for me, I would say it is not a mayor's problem. It is not 100% of people's problem. This is a systematic problem. You have, just like what we're saying here, they tried from Center Street. People went there and they clear everything out. But what is the system that you put into place after you have used the people to clear the place? Because if you are just sweeping around and not putting system, then that's a waste of time, you see? Because the next day, people will still go by and put trash there because you have cleared it out, but there is no alternative for them. There is no law.
How long is it going to take us to fix the system, to set up the system, to get the right approach in full swing?
Nelson, these things take will, right? And
how long? How long do you think it's going to take us?
Nelson, I will not sit here and give you assumptions.
Yeah, because
give you what I think. But
anyway, thank you.
No. Real quick, Nelson. We believe in JMB. For me, I still believe in him. I still believe that he means well for this. For the country, Nelson. But I know someone might say it's too soon to beat on him. But if we don't start to beat on this government now, we will give them free ride.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's leave there, Rudolph. Mika, I want to take your 20 seconds quickly. Kindly take your 20 seconds. Let's hear you quickly.
Well, what I said previously is what Rudolph just repeated. The thing we can even understand, there are a lot of countries around the world that vote for their city mayor and all that. We can all.
I am just repeating it here tonight. Okay,
I ain't say that, man. I said, but we can do that. We can do all that. But the point here is, what is the government doing to continue the process for good? that this debt will not come back again to be party up like that if we did it at this point and get it out. What can we do now? Or what can we do? What kind of law can we put on the book to tell the community do not put it there yet? If you put it here, this is what will happen to you and your family. What are we doing? Be strong about it. Because the thing breaking typhoid, malaria, name it. It's just a lot going on. And people are dying from it. And we take it for a joke. When that guy said Monrovia was the deadliest city, not just Africa, around the globe. To be honest with you, that's how it is.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a systematic
Thank
problem.
you. So, Swari, have you spoken? Okay, so then we move to.
No, Vasco, you already spoke. This is not a miracle run.
No. I want to ask you a question. Put my finger up.
Vasco, he hired 20 seconds.
No, it was not my 20 seconds.
You are the first to put for the 20 seconds.
I was responding to Marie.
Okay, but let's take.
I started with you when we started going around.
Sorry, please go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Let's hear you, Sorry.
How you tell me no? I'm the one giving the 20 seconds.
I put my finger on. When I'm on 20 seconds, you
well,
didn't
for the next 20 seconds.
That's the teacher overlooking a finger this time. Sorry, go so get transition.
Don't mind.
That goes on that
everything Vasco said. Let it
go. Russian. And
I won't be responding to Marie. We gotta have something to say for my 20 seconds.
Yeah, but let's have Swari to come in. And if you have
somebody said that Monrovia is a theater city. So I want us to be careful. Sometimes we got passion for how we want to transform the country, but I think it is very important you don't get certain information out there. Monrovia is not part of the first 10 theater city in the world. So I just wanted to make that clarity as we make progress. The issue about debt should not be politicized. The government was brought into power to make some necessary change. Like I said, you make a very salient point. We got laws. We got policy that guide the MCC, but it's not been put into to action against those that are violating. So like I said, we acknowledge the fact that there's a constraint, but you need to be fast forward in your approach towards certain things, right? I mean, you should put something on ground and say yes. At least he's doing something for us to say yes. I mean, it's not just sitting, right? So the issue about debt should not be. Somebody said that debt that made something like 6 years or a couple of years right there. It would shock you to know that if the most populated area now is red light. It would shock you to know that if you have it to go red light, even or dark, maybe for instance today, Saturday, if the MCC or whosoever in charge of that place come and pick up a dark from here, you come 2 to 3 days, you will even feel that those guys are not working. So that is why I talk about proactiveness, right?
Thank you.
The issue about debt is a very alarming something. So I think the MCC need to be proactive in their working. For me, I'm clear about that. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. So we need a transition now. Vasco, did you have a question?
I wanted to do my 20 seconds. I didn't do it.
No, that's not the first with the 20 seconds. Who remember? You must have
Okay, so Vasco, let's do this.
You won't believe me?
Let's do this. Let's do this, Vasco. Let's make our quick transition here. You know, it's
replay the tape tomorrow.
It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting thing.
2 more, I'll do 20 seconds again.
But now, see, a lot of people misquoted me, and you ain't let me do my own 20 seconds.
Yeah, you will do your 20 seconds. We'll come back. Yeah, you certainly do. But it's a very interesting thing. We most times get to look at the 3 branches of government. And there has been this concern in the corridor, and I want us to make some analysis around this. In order to become a minister, for example, let's say Minister of Education or Minister of Agriculture, Director at any of those entities, there is a minimum education requirement. Right? So if take for example a ministerial position, at least a bachelor's degree, at least a bachelor's degree, or maybe based on your TOR and all of that, but there are requirements for those different levels throughout the executive branch of government. If you went to the judiciary, same thing. In order to become a lawyer, there are stages that you will have to go through. There is this level of education you should acquire to be able to function in that area. Well, one concern that a lot of folks have been having, and this is an issue that sparked up, and there has been some conversation around this. Some people think that the legislature needs to be giving some attention when it comes to who goes there. As it stands, there's absolutely no law on the book that says you must have even high school paper before you become a lawmaker. So many people believe that once you are famous, you know how to work your way around your people, they vote for you, you should go there and be able to serve your people. While there are others who, especially given the 21st century technology advancement and all of those different things that are coming into play, there are others who think that lawmaking at this point in this era should be for people who have some level of education. That there should be at least a minimum requirement, maybe a bachelor's degree, or maybe a high school, or maybe an associate degree, or maybe 9th grade. Guys, I want us to make some analysis around this. Where do you stand? What do you think? Should there be a minimum requirement for those people who are making laws for us at the first branch of government? Should there be a minimum requirement, for example? So someone will say, Speaker Kofa, before you become speaker, you should have maybe a law degree because you are you're the first and most equal. Or Representative Yeka Koluba, before you become a lawmaker, you should have at least bachelor degree. Because where do you guys stand on this? Let's have some conversation around this. The first branch of government, because those people are providing oversight. They are confirming well-educated people, but then the ability to critique those individuals, to ask them the questions. Now, I don't want to go in there, but let's have some conversation around this. Where do you guys stand? What do you think?
Start with Vasco. Ain't 20 seconds in there.
Let's start with Ture. Why you want us to start with Vasco?
Because Vasco only 20 seconds.
Look, Nelson, by far, this is one of the, if not the best question. And I know you have posed a lot of great questions here, Nelson. But this one right here, this one fell right into tonight's discussion. Look, Nelson, let me tell you, there's a saying that says, let us stop rewarding bad behaviors, right? Bad behaviors. And that will fall into what Alexander Cummings been telling the Liberian people since he came to the political dispensation of Liberia, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, Nelson.
Yeah.
Nelson, let me tell you, right? Leadership is by God's wisdom, right? God don't just take people like that and just make them leader. No. And when you are put in a position to represent people, Nelson, it should come with education. It should come with wisdom. It should come with understanding the plight of the people. It should come with some level of, selflessness. You have to bring that, all right? Let me tell you, Nelson, an education will do so many things with you. Someone that went to school went through, I'm not talking about some of the schools some people went to, but if you went to school, right, and you're educated profoundly, Nelson, it does something to you so profound, right? And that's why when I make mistake to have people like Representative Yeke Kolba, okay, you tell me, and I've said this so many times, what exactly Yeke is bringing to the table in terms of critical decision making? No disrespect for him as a man, but the House of Representatives It should be made of people that are fundamentally sound. We were talking about this couple of months ago, Nelson, when we talk about the contrast difference between the U.S. Senate and that of our Senate. The U.S. House of Representatives with that of our representative. Former President Barack Obama. If politics wouldn't have worked out for President Obama, guess what? He's a lawyer. All right? Rand Paul. If politics, if Rand Paul would have become a senator, guess what? Of the U.S. Senate, he's a brain surgeon for crying out loud.
Yeah, we want to give everyone the time as soon as possible and take a few calls before we go, right? So, but Ray, what do you think should be the minimum educational requirement for lawmakers? Though it's not required by law at this time, but what do you think?
For a country like Liberia,
let's start with representative before going to the Senate.
Liberia, for me personally, obviously, look, and the way the country has become politically polarized, it makes it so hard for you to actually, because
you're trying to formulate this thing here.
Wait.
You need to jump on this thing.
Nelson, you see what I'm saying? Some leaders that we are finding in this world, some leaders that, if you go history, look at Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, one of the renowned presidents of the United States of America. Abraham Lincoln didn't have a master's degree. I don't even think he had a BSc.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's leave the U.S. and come to Liberia. All right? Let's leave the U.S.
For Liberia case, for what we know, where voters are not educated, because that's another point. If the voting population are not educated, that also you could find people like Yeke Kolba presenting to be in the interest.
Okay, so now that you mentioned the Yeke Kolba situation, Representative Yeke Kolba, Representative Tanapoli, Moses Tanapoli was not educated like that. He said he stopped. I remember there was one time there was a conversation with him. He said he didn't complete high school, but he was one of the best, very sound lawmakers that we had at the legislature. Well, a lot of people say the reason why Representative Yeke Kolba reacts to situation the way he does is because, but I want you to go back on this issue. What do you think should be the minimum educational requirement for representatives?
For me personally, with the surplus of educated people in our country, right, and not having that political base, I would say a master's degree, man.
Oh Lord,
master's degree to be a representative or senator.
I would say a master's. Because I'm telling you, man, we cannot look, and I'm sorry, because look, credential or diplomat does not in any way translate into you being a better leader. To be quite honest.
Okay. Right? Thank you, thank you.
They are absolutely they should not be equipped in the same sense. There are people with degree. They are some of the best leaders in this world, and other people
masters. Let's say you are masters.
PhD.
Thank you. Thank you, Ture. Let's take Marie, and then we're gonna make the rounds. Marie, what do you think?
Well, I feel like the need to have people be educated for lawmaking position. It shouldn't be a necessity, but for Liberia, I think it should be, because of what we have experienced in the past 18 plus years with our lawmakers. Recently we sat on this platform and had a discussion of, educated people that were being denied for positions due to them not meeting the expectation of the government and the vetting team. So who are the lawmakers to be questioning people's degree when they themselves do not have the qualification to question those people? That is why most of them, majority of them. That is why you see today a lot of times when people are being confirmed in the house, you know, the necessary questions that is needed to be asked for the Liberian people is not most likely everybody that go to the house get confirmed, you know.
Yeah. So again, Mary, I just want us to run on this one and go to the lines. What do you think? Should we? Is it even necessary to have an educational criteria set for the people who are making laws for
I
us?
think it is. Honestly,
Okay. So what do you think should be
it
the
is.
minimum requirement?
If you're making laws and for a nation, you know, that comes with educated people, I think the minimum should be a bachelor's.
Okay.
I think it
For both
will
the
encourage.
Senate and the representatives.
Absolutely. I think it would encourage our brothers and sisters to pay more attention to education, and then
Okay.
know that that is the criteria, you know, that allows you to be somebody tomorrow, because today, in today world and in our dispensation right now, it just require money and getting your way through the system, and I don't think that is fair at all.
Thank you. Let's take Mikael on this. Then we will take Francis. Mikael, let's hear your take. Do you agree with this? Do we need an educational criteria for one to become a lawmaker? Is it even necessary for a country like Liberia? And if so, what do you think should be the minimum requirement for the people that are making laws for us?
Listen, there's a saying that says, "Such a time, such a conditions."
Mm-hmm.
You know, that law that we have on the boat now about who can become representative and senator in Liberia was made way back then, when Liberia they have much educated people, and they have all those sound-headed old men that who are all over in the area making sound decisions for their people. You understand? That's how that thing came about. But now, such a time, such a conditions, we cannot keep those laws on the boat forever, because our time has changed. And the people we're dealing with these days are different kind of people. If we're just vetting people rightly, even from the community-based standard in Liberia, there are a lot of people who in our home will never step to that door. But Liberia people don't even that. If you live in a community with people, you got to know them. And we Liberians, we know each and everybody across the line, the girlfriend, the boyfriend you got, the food you eat, that we knows that.
So again, do you think we should have a criteria?
But I'm coming now. I'm coming.
I just want us to jump on this thing and go to the line.
We gotta make some impact. We gotta create establish a base. Why are we coming from? Before we answer these questions, the question is very important. This is one of the important topics I ever brought up to the show. That's how our country looking like that. What the impact in Liberia as a country those lawmakers have on Liberia since Eddie Johnson that came to power? Absolutely, they had no impact on the country. Every law they ever made, majority of them is in their interest. It's not in the interest of the country. So how can we deal with people like that? The fact that education don't define everybody, but there should be at least a category or criteria in which people served in those positions. So we can hold you by your neck, by your throat, and say, "My man, you're supposed to know better." There's some people in that hall, you can't tell them like that. They say, "My man, you can read, I can't read, what you want me to do?" You understand?
Okay.
So at least the umbrella said I could put it to that people, but based on Liberia education standard, that put it at least bachelor degree. People who sound headed, not just because you're born around here, you play football, gonna make you president. No.
Okay, thank you very much. You're going somewhere now that is not true. Francis, come on. Then we'll take Vasco. After Vasco, we take Rudolph, Soiree, Maggie, and then Emmy. We'll go to the lines.
Yeah, for me, I have a different take. The minimum requirement should be high school graduate. A lawmaker should be able to read with comprehension. That's why each lawmaker is allowed to have staffers. And those lawmakers, if you have common sense, you hire staffers that are specialized in the different sectors in the country. But if you can read with comprehension, read with understanding. So if it comes to healthcare, you hire medical administrators or healthcare professionals. You talk about a master's degree. Common sense is not common. Some people have doctorate degree, they don't even have common sense. And when it comes to making laws, it's not about how much words you can memorize in the dictionary. It's about knowing what's affecting the country, what need to be done about it. And if you can read with comprehension and you hire the right staffers that are educated. This guy, I think it was Harry Ford or somebody in the US. The president said, I do not know everything, but I hire a bunch of people that know more than me to do what I want to do. So if you have common sense and you can understand, you can read with comprehension, you have staffers that work for you that are specialized, you can be a very good lawmaker. But you see that the problem, because you see folks like Yeka Kwaluba, so we think that's the issue. Who is Yeka Kwaluba hiring? Does he have experts as staffers? I don't think so. But the thing, that's the problem. So you can have bachelor degree, you have master degree. It doesn't make you a sound person or somebody who have common sense or who knows what the people need. So
you think high school graduate, high school diploma should be the minimum requirement for
the minimum requirement, because we're not insult our people that just graduated from high school and went to become an electrician or become a carpenter or a plumber and think that the guy that have a PhD is better than him at making laws or when it comes to that. The staffers are the key people for the lawmakers, and that's what we are missing.
Thank you. Vasco, let's hear you quickly on this one, then we take Rudolph. Sorry, Mikey and Emmy.
Yeah, I'll be very brief on this one. I will agree with my brother Francis, but I will take it on another level. As for me, once you can read and write, and you understand what you're doing, you can become a lawmaker. You don't have to graduate from high school. Once you can read and write and know what you're doing, you can become a lawmaker. I stop right there. I'm going far.
Good job,
Vasco.
Yes.
Once you can read,
why you want to bring that thing back?
Once you can read, right? So even if you stop in third grade, even if you stop in third grade and you can read and write, you should be able to. So what you say in short is that you don't support any educational criteria for someone to become a lawmaker. You think it should just be open. Anyone who knows how to read and write, that person should have the opportunity to be a lawmaker.
Definitely. If you look at our constitution, the people that wrote it, it's also educated people. They didn't put anything there to restrict somebody. So I mean, the people who know all the books, they don't want to wrote all the constitution like bro. And they've been running that country from day one to their local library. So on the issue of education, fine. Look, I can tell people, I will go back to the person I love, President We are. We are saying, like, bro, don't even have educated people. Because education is something that you learn to benefit other people. We just get part of talking. Plenty of people just talking. Because if I say, the real educated people then they put in a no trade.
This is all your fault.
Thank you.
Or electrician, you can call an electrician in the night.
So it's not about doing trade now, Vasco. This one is about lawmaking,
Yeah, but
that's it. But Vasco, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair if you will have, for example, someone in the executive? He said before the man become minister, the man will get master's degree, the man will get this and that SYC degree. At the judiciary, before the man becomes a lawyer, especially here in Liberia, you must have gone to school, acquire your first BSc, your first degree. After that, you go to your law school before you go and get your law degree.
That's completely different. Please,
you come to the legislature. And this is the same government. And what do we say? There are three separate but equal branches of government.
The requirements are different.
Why is it Vasco just made our point? How would you know Labrador have educated people if you guys are picking those sorts of people and putting them in the house? How would you know? Labrador have
let's hear from Rudolph on this one. Rudolph, go ahead.
You said Labrador don't have any educated people. That's what John we are told you. And the real they all John we are today. He became our president for 10 years.
Now what they call education, the men
thank you,
but Vasco they put in, he said, but Vasco he put in, he said, I wrote the constitution. Don't put them on our own kush.
Educated people don't work for people, brother. When you educated, you employ people.
Okay, thank you, Vasco. That's another discussion for another day. But Rudolph, go ahead. Go ahead.
Rudolph, to be paying you. When you educate, you bring people to work for you.
But mute Vasco. Go ahead and get me.
Rudolph, please go ahead.
You know, Nelson. I mean, we can all sit down here and just set standards, but then we have to be careful before we can set our criteria. We first of all have to make sure that we prioritize education. We have to make it accessible, because if you don't do that, then what you will be doing is you will be cutting certain people from partaking into politics, right? Or from leading their people. So our nation first have to prioritize education and make it accessible and involve quality before we can start.
So given Liberia's own case, given Liberia's current situation, do we need educational requirement for people wanting to make laws in our country?
Nelson, I mean, it would be a bit too presumptuous if I agree with Toure and say master's degree. No, I will not do that. I think we can set the standard now from like a bachelor's degree. But Nelson, that's not even the most important one. We have people heading committees who don't even have a degree. You have someone who is the chairman on a committee of, for example, foreign affairs. I'm not throwing shit, but foreign affairs. What is this main qualification?
That's Senator DeLong you're going to now?
I am not throwing shit, Nelson. It's not just DeLong. We have people who are heading committees that do not even have any qualification within that field that they are heading. So how then do you confirm someone who will serve the nation within that capacity?
Should it be about productivity? Take for example, Senator DeLong, like you mentioning, he doesn't have a degree in foreign service or what have you. But should we be looking at the person's level of productivity at in that particular capacity, or should it be about the papers?
Nelson, then I mean, if it shouldn't be about a paper, then I don't know why we are even having this conversation here. Because Nelson, there are questions. I mean, for example, I didn't want to be personal, but since you are forcing me to be personal, Nelson, we watched the hearing, right? Do you know who stood up for me in that whole hearing? For the foreign minister, it was this guy, Barney.
James Barney.
Thank you. He spoke like he has knowledge in that field. Nelson, when the questions that were asked, even from the chairman, Nelson, it was a shame. You cannot make somebody a chairman on a committee when that person doesn't have qualification within that field. You cannot do that. So I think we should focus more on the people who head those committees, because I mean, it's one thing to make the laws, but it's another thing to head a committee. For example, you have education committee. The person who is heading that committee, what is their level in? I mean, what has they achieved in that space?
Thank you, Rudolph. Sorry, please. We take Maggie and Emmy.
Thank you, Nazin. Interesting topic or interesting question. So, once upon a time, as the former Secretary General of Legislature Pool, I think then the Secretary again for the President of Liberia, who was contesting District 2. One of the many things that are part of the agenda was to bring the reform to the legislature and to put forth a bill that was set up certain criteria. I hear people talking about the constitution. That constitution, the part of the constitution, sometimes certain part of it is because it's biased, it's not honest in certain logics. I think there are amendments that we need to make. So I asked him, I said, why is it you want to bring this bill to like maybe to be a criteria that you should be a lawyer before becoming a lawmaker? He said that most of you guys you see what we are the one reaching that bill. They don't even have knowledge to read bill. You are a lawmaker, you cannot read bill. A lawmaker, you cannot read bill. Some of them you will see that they're talking about a co-sponsor bill. They just that a co-sponsor. Some of them say they sponsor. They are not the one reading the bills. They go to lawyer, pay lawyers to read the bills. You know, before you read law, you gotta be knowledgeable about certain things. So I agree with him because he has some convincing argument that I think we should put a standard that will make people to not just go in that house, because most of you guys, you say me, our paper UNDP and I think some international organization, mostly I teach you guys how the legislative run about their own rules. Some of them don't even know their rules. That is to tell you there are people in that not worth. So the issue about
but again, like someone said, that's why those people pay staffers. That's why they pay staffers.
I disagree that most of these staffers
for them. You have the research person in your office. You have, I mean, there are people who are hired by those lawmakers to do different jobs.
That's why it's supposed to be. But they put it on family people. They're not ready people to start be hired.
So
it doesn't diminish the role of the staffer.
They rescue people to answer questions.
So in conclusion, Soiree, so we'll go to the phone lines.
So like I was saying, the issue about bill, you're not gonna get a staffers who doesn't have any knowledge about. Excuse me, it is part of their legislative function. You gotta understand these things. Most of you guys over there, they don't know how the legislative runs. They have to be taught.
Thank you.
You think you're gonna? I think we should do justice to people who are educated to put certain standard. For me, I agree that you should have a bachelor of law before you become a lawyer. Before you become a lawmaker.
So Soiree, I hope you know that you are saying here that before you become a lawmaker, if you in Liberia case now, you should go. Okay,
we will hold you, Soiree. We're gonna
after a BSc before you go and get your law degree. I hope you know that.
Most definitely, I agree with that.
You have no lawmaker in Liberia. Dr. Ben Franklin, who was the first man to separate the conjoined twin.
If there'll be no lawmaker in Liberia, then fine. But there should be a standard, brother.
Thank you.
They can get a BSc.
The reason you see most lawyers
have a minor in pre-law. Then we'll understand.
The reason you see people that jump from all over the place.
We're not doing pre-law in Liberia. So maybe
the reason people jumping from all around the place to become representative.
Let's hear from Mikey. Mikey, go ahead.
That's what I woke up today. I'm going like Brian say you want to become representative.
Thank you.
That's 2 years from now, going around. Ruda know when I run.
Yeah.
We're protesting for
Nelson. They said, to whom much is given, much is expected. So, to be a lawmaker, I sadly disagree with Soiree. For you to be a lawyer before you enter, so you want to tell us in this United States that we're in, every lawmaker that over there, they are lawyers. No, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have a lot of professionals. People hire, Francis said, people hire staffers. Even the president don't write their own speeches. They hire people to do that. So if you're if that person you're talking to say, oh, they come to me to write, they pay him. They pay him to do it, and that's what they have their office staff to do it. So for me, maybe for an associate degree, because we cannot, or technical, we cannot undermine other people when not everybody won't have bachelor degree. Some people go to trade. What are the point in going to trade school? Mechanic. So you want to tell me, say, oh, mechanic cannot be a lawyer? Yes, if you can
Lawmaker,
read
right? I
and
think
write.
you
Yes, if you can read and write, you should know the basic civics. You should know your country constitution, and you should have love. The primary thing is love for your people, the people that you serve.
Thank you.
Education, you can have all the education. You can have 5 PhD, or if you corrupt, they say the people not gonna get nothing. You're not even gonna write one law to benefit the people.
Thank you, Maggie. So finally, Emmy.
Thank you, Nelson. Yeah, I agree with the education part, but I don't agree with everybody has to be lawyer. But I think it's important because we also they hire staffers. I mean, high school level, no, that's just dropping the ball. I think bachelor degree should be the most, and they hire staffers and stuff, but you also have to know what you're dealing with. Somebody can just write something and you just go and just turn it in without understanding and having any, something to that. So this is why most of these things that happen in Liberia are happening now, because somebody come up with a concession or whatever, like B Martin or whatever thing, they come with it and we'll give you $20,000. You got a high school graduate that they don't even know what that person is something like taking home and what it's doing to that country. They're just there because they're a lawmaker. They never seen that before. From high school straight into the legislature. Let's not do that. Being a representative or a lawmaker is not something that every Liberian is supposed to do. If that's something you're required to do, then you should get it right education if that is the law. So we can't say, we'll
No,
be.
there isn't any law as it stands.
No, I
There
know.
isn't
I said
any
shooting
law.
kids. Shooting kids, there should be a law to say bachelor degree. You can't just say, because it would deprive our people there from high school and something trade. No, if that's something that you want to do, you know that's something you want to do in the future, then go. You have to. I mean, if you want to be a nurse, you can't just jump there and say, after high school, I'm going to be a nurse. And we say, they still go to school to be a nurse, and you say, we'll be depriving people. No, because you want to do that, you go to the proper channel. You go to school to be able to become that. If that is the requirement for you to be a lawmaker, then you know that you have to go further to be a lawmaker. You can't just stop in high school after high school and say, yeah, I'm entitled to. No, I don't think so. I think we need more education level, bachelor, and that should be that should. I mean, it should have been more, but not everybody has it. But at least that should be something, not just anytime they can hire that just show up for anywhere and just want to run, and people should just be electing them.
Okay, so let's take some calls now. 05551101075. The WhatsApp number is up. Let's hear from our folks on these two issues, and then we can come back to do our closing tonight. This is the Late Night Show. We're live across the Spoon Network on radio and online. Thanks for joining us. Let's take our first call here from the WhatsApp line. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from, sir?
Hello?
Yeah, you're live. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel Mo. I'm calling from Virginia.
Okay, Mr. Mo, go ahead.
Give me a second. Yes. How you doing to everybody over there?
Yeah.
How Liberia is doing. I just want to make a 2 quick points.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, you're live.
Okay. Yeah, you were speaking on the debt issue in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Liberia need to be clean. But you see the issue in the place there, your IQ is about who were there, and if we continue to be going back, who were there? The aunties of Liberia are not ready yet. Really? And the second point I want to make is, aunties of Liberia people here, if that is a law, are going to be passed, like, oh, somebody got to have master degree or this degree.
No, we're asking you now. Do you think we should have a law that will say you must get certain level of education before you become a lawmaker in Liberia? And if we should have that law, what do you think should be the lowest level of education that somebody should get before they become lawmaker?
Or lawmakers, if you know how to read and write, and you have the common sense to lead the Liberian, to know the Liberian, their issue, their problem, for you to be able to put on the table. You should be a lawmaker. But if you bring, I'm coming, Nancy, if you bring education, so you want to tell me those that vote, they are not educated. They are not. So you depressing these people. Then a degree holder want to be, then that a degree holder vote for degree holder in a place. But not to get the people chance to.
So you might not use your educated people to vote for degree. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, email. That's who you there. Hello, you live, your name and where you come from. Let's squeeze in this one quick. Sorry. Okay, now you live. You live.
Hey Nelson, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. We're okay. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for the show again, and thanks to your family. Well, my name is Harry from Virginia, and I just wanted to make a couple of points here.
Yeah.
First, let's look at the garbage. And we keep talking about this one thing about us in Liberia. The problem is infrastructure, logistics. Now, people talk about the 100 days. What I would love to see in the 100 days is not for Mr. Boaga to do everything, okay? But a couple of things I want to see to start putting structure together. Now, if you go across Monrovia, you will see that the garbage is found in certain areas. So we don't need to go and identify those areas. We already know these things. So for smart people, what can we do in the short run?
Okay.
I would expect that you begin to build some structure in those areas so that we can stop the garbage. Because these folks will keep bringing the garbage there. So when you erect certain things there, they can drop the garbage there. And the only thing that I think the problem is these are trucks. Government invests in these trucks so that at least you can say, okay, during the week, for every 2 days in the week, we'll pick up the garbage. Do that.
Okay.
Say maybe Monday or Friday, get the garbage out there and find a place to drop them. You can do that. And the next thing is maybe the education.
Yeah.
So nursing, this whole house on Capitol Hill, these are like elected positions, right? They are not appointed. I would expect that, at least I agree with people who say the minimum or bachelor, that's fine. But the problem with us in Liberia is it's more of a corruption than education. There are folks in there, I know they got some folks who are not educated. They go to fine school. Maybe talk about Yeke Kolba and the Jefferson Kochi. These folks, all right?
No, Jefferson Kochi is not up there. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, but the problem, I think, is more of corruption because you can have all the master's degree if you don't have that commitment to country. You know what I mean? To lead, to be a leader. To do the good, that today you make a pledge. And nothing before I leave you. One thing I said to myself was that the only way Liberia can move forward, that one day, in the morning you wake up, you say to yourself today, I make a pledge. God, help me to do the best I can do in my office today for Liberia.
Okay.
And we got to stop the identity politics. It's not about joy we are.
Thank you.
I used to love Ellen Salif, but I didn't pledge to Salif. I pledged to Liberia.
Thank you,
I love Joseph Boakai, but I pledged to Liberia. Stop the politics and move this country forward. Good discussion.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you. Let's take this call from the WhatsApp line. We lost this person. Let's come back to our local lines here and take this one. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, Nelson. My name is Thomas coming from.
Okay, Thomas, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's talk about the debt issue first. You all can bear me witness. We had this dirt part of the Conway Junction, and it was a complete mountain that was separating Conway from the other side, right to the junction there. It was there for almost a year. I heard our brother saying he had never seen And he just exposed himself. These are some of the people who were just dancing the buka and minding the muya muya. And everything about Joshua was good.
Okay.
But the Coward Junction out there was part of it. And and then
Thank you.
the government came and took it out. Today, nothing is there. So the government is making some strides. Okay, so when it comes to the representative positions,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not only representative, even for the president. And there should be some level of capital set aside for the positions, because you cannot take somebody with the popularity, somebody from behind who is popular, who is this, and you just. So I think, like everybody else saying, I'll go for just a bachelor.
Okay, for the
I think a
lawmakers.
bachelor.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least
for
bachelor's
representative.
degree.
But next thing,
Yeah.
one comical point. So who are those of you voting to now? What's all the voters?
What the criteria?
Anybody can vote.
No, everybody can vote. I mean, for that one part, no
But you make
criteria.
a decision now.
And their government need to invest in voter education.
Yeah. But thank you, Thomas Kume. We've seriously running out of time. Let's squeeze 2 more calls and then we wrap up this one and another one. Then we do our closing. Hello, you're live.
Hey, Nessim, thank you so much for bringing me on.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a point to make on the garbage issue in Liberia.
Your name, sorry, and where are you calling from?
My name is Bataki, and I'm calling from Belgium.
Okay.
Whenever I see problem in Liberia, I see a solution and I see a revenue for the government as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do I mean by that? 2 years ago, I designed a solutions for garbage, and that is to RFID compile with Docker and machine learning and AI learning technology. Now, that technology, it can be mounted on a simple container, on a 40-foot container, dig under the ground. So whenever someone want to throw their garbage, they just have to scan their garbage can ID card, and that thing can open and they dump it there. So that's a huge revenue for the government as well. That thing can be deployed in every marketplaces and every public area, and that thing don't cost that much. Just a simple AR program. All right. So with the home services, we can also create a bag. Understand where they can purchase and then put their garbage in that bag and then come and drop it to their site.
Okay.
The reason for this is Liberia. We have a good thinking. We can articulate on the issue very well, but sometimes we don't have solutions to solve this problem. And these are simple things that we can be thinking about to solve our problem. And one thing before I leave, whenever you're trying to bring the guy on the call, Abraham Fufana, please bring me on. For those of you that know me, I work for the embassy as a key IT engineer. I work for Benelux, DB Schenker as a key architecture in machine learning and programming sector. I know that guy very well. So when you bring him on to discuss Liberian,
so when do you want to come on with Fofana?
Anytime.
Okay, so I will try to save your number, or maybe you can just give me a reminder call after the show on the same number you're calling on, and then let's plan a show. But thank you, I appreciate you.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Okay, so yes.
Nelson, quick question. Nelson, quick question, Nelson.
Come on.
Nelson, quick question, Nelson.
See drama.
You are about to do your closing too.
No. I ask you a quick question, Nelson. Do you by any means go back and actually just visit a comment after every show? That Fufana man you brought that day.
No, but it's serious. I mean, all jokes aside, right? There's a lady who reached out. You remember the passport we displayed? The lady said she wants to come on. She said it's her son's passport. She wants to come on.
You see that?
Yeah, she wants to come on. So
are you really coming?
Come on.
Somebody say you might DM them, Ambassador Tamba.
Now you the messenger.
Pay attention to your show. Pay attention to your show.
I want to say it's been a good show, and we have to go now. Let me turn it over to. Let me give it back to you. I give it back to you to do your closing. Emmy.
Oh, now you know me. Go ahead, Rudolph.
Thank you, Sister Ami. I appreciate it. So, guys, I will be very quick with my closing. This issue about education, and I do appreciate the caller who talked about the voters. Guys, in Liberia, the voters, like they have a way of voting, they have a pattern. They don't really go after education. We saw in 97. We read about what happened in 97. We witnessed what happened. Like me, I witnessed what happened in 2017. We had Dr. Famule, a very educated and arguably, for me, the most idealistic politician I have seen. But he was rejected because the people don't. To a certain extent, we don't follow ideas. The people go for who they believe in. You can be with what once the people believe in you, they will go for you. And so sometimes it is sad that we miss out on on technocrats only because we like certain people. But yes, back to the
Really? You got 10 more seconds.
yeah, thank you, no problem. I will work in it. Guys, like I said, just the idea of assigning criteria to lawmaker. Let's be honest. The reason why it was not placed within the Constitution because it discriminates against certain class, and that is why it wasn't put there. So if we are trying to set that criteria, even though I am for it, but we should be careful. We should first of all make education a priority in the country. The government needs to focus on education, and we need to make it accessible. Or else, if you don't do that, and you just start to attach criteria, they will tell you, say you are trying to disconnect the common man who is in local county and doesn't have access to school. You are trying to disconnect him from the legislature. So let's be careful about this topic.
Thank you, Ruda. Go ahead, Miko.
Well, yes, everybody, thank you. People on conversation in the conversation, thank you for being here all the time. It's been a good show for sure. But as to this, the lawmaker then being educated, like I said from the beginning of the conversations, the reason why the Constitution was raging the way it raging about lawmaking people was when Liberia was being a country introduced to be a country, a lot of people were not educated and they wanted to include everybody on the list. That some people don't feel left out. Now, this is such a time, such a conditions. We are living a different world now. We are living a world that full of technology, that full of different thinking now. We have to put certain level of education to these legislations because our voters don't text people right. Because if you live in a community where you want to represent, there's certain things about you in that community that people are supposed to vote for you for. Even you don't have money, the thing you can do there that will matter to people, that will bring light to people to say, if we can get chance to the guy, he will be able to do this for this community. As long as he had lived here, he had done this with everything he had. But we don't do that. Our people just vote for you. If I go Liberia today and get me enough money and get back or the way I used to live, they didn't even know me. They didn't even know who the man I am. They will vote for me. They will not vet me. They will not even know where I come from, where I know, where I don't know. As long as I get in that back across the board, giving people money and doing their paper school fee at that moment, of course, I'll become representative. But it's not a way to vet people, And when it comes to the debt issue in Liberia, that will always been saying, it's a systematic thing. Let's do the right thing so Liberia can be a free country. I'm done.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. I think it was a good show. Thanks to the caller, the viewer, everybody commenting to make this show a great show. For me, I stand firm that someone should have a law degree because most of you gotta understand what they're doing in there. So at the end of the day, we get a kind of a result we have. So the issue about being a lawmaker, you should understand certain things. I disagree that the guys staffers are doing their work, especially when it comes to lawmaking. Basically, when it comes to writing law, not everybody can just write bill. I mean, so the issue about certain thing, there should be a standard. If there's no standard, we're gonna continue getting the same result over and over. So the issue about the deck, we stand firm that the MCC board, there's constraint we have acknowledged, but you have to lift up your head. And there are law on the books that the law being implemented. If you have 2 or 3 truck, let a 2 or 3 truck be to every center of the place to get a Vera decks from rather. I mean, the city cannot be that. It will not even encourage any investor to come in the country when they're saying those things. You know, I mean, these are things that encourage clean city. I mean, the pathway to the city have to be clean, so as to encouraging investors and other people saying, yeah, there is a zero country. So I think it was a good show. Let's keep doing it. To my own brother and friend, Link Bako, that's my favorite commenter. The guy is very knowledgeable in the comment section at some. Thank you very much. I think it was a
Thank
good
you.
Yeah.
And AJ, go ahead, Francis.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. Even my brother John Heenan, I said, Francis, this is the stupidest thing you ever said. You know, I feel bad for my brother John Heenan. But honestly, we misunderstand, or we misinterpret or think that college education or university education, we misconstrue it that for having knowledge. When it comes to being a lawmaker, you don't have to have a degree. You should be able to understand your constituents, understand the needs of the people, and be able to read and write. And when I talk, my brother talk about how you will write a bill, I still go back. We are living in the greatest country on earth. Most of the bills that are put on the floor are prepared by staffers. The lawmaker bring the idea to the staffer. You guys should go and watch this show called Designated Survivor or Madam President, Madam Secretary. Watch those. And it will show you how staffers work behind the scenes. These people that are on the front page, like the lawmakers, they are the guys that the constituents believe in what they have done or said to them in the community. So when they go to Capitol Hill, what the thing that constituents need, they bring it to their staffers in their meetings, in their offices, and discuss it. And their staff are experts. That somebody talk about speeches. They have speech writers for president, but the president tell the speech writer, "This is what I want to convey to my people," and the speech writer put the speech together around the president's idea. So the lawmakers should just, I'm sorry?
Thank you.
The lawmakers should just be someone who can understand.
What's that going to
University degree does not equate to having knowledge or knowing what your constituents want. So that would be a bad precedent to say, oh, you should have a college degree before you can be a lawmaker. That would do our country a great disservice if you guys don't know.
Thank you. Visco, give it to us.
Thank you. I want to re-emphasize what I said. I said, since I have been knowing myself, all the years I spent in Liberia, I've never seen dirt to a specific place for over a month without the city government having any idea or knowledge how to get it there out. I've never seen it. So you can go, you look for your video, you bring all kind of video. I'm discussing reality. The thing was there 1 month ago, and yesterday Nancy said went there, and Nancy make it clear. All the way in America, yeah, Nancy is in Liberia. That's why I see family Nancy come to show and go off, because just for Nancy to stay to that place today, he's telling you that he's still having an eye effect. He's sick.
You're a smart man.
This is the kind of diet we're talking about.
Sometimes.
Then for you to sit down, you say, oh, you need to pressure around this man.
Yeah.
You need to pressure around the man. The man saying that all day, you say, the man drinking anything else or cigar, the whole city dead, the man just enjoying himself. He don't care.
That's good. Ture?
They think I short. How you would do it short?
Now, 1 minute. What are you talking about? Sure.
Okay, I'm monitoring.
Okay,
Yeah,
look, guys,
problematic that
let's
shit
say
behind her
this.
feet.
1 minute.
Let's say this. Let me start with my boy Francis first. Francis, I wish our
You got
people
1
were
minute,
as
sir.
educated and sophisticated like people in the US are. And I'm sorry, this is not a knock on our people.
Bro, you
But
know what I mean?
definitely do
Rednecks
lack
can
some
vote in
sophistication.
America here.
Francis,
Go to the
Jackie,
to the
your
house.
friend, time, please.
No, bro, I'm just telling you. These staffers you're talking about, some of them are lawyer. Some of them are in law schools. Some of them are engineers, right? These are the staffers that we're talking about, Francis. And look, at the end of the day, what legacy matters to a lot of our people in our country? They don't even know what legacy is. They don't know when they leave power tomorrow. They don't care what people think of them. And these people here, it matters to them. Their family name should mean something to you. When you go anywhere, make sure you're leaving from there, leave there with a positive impact. That's what people think about when they are serving, why is it that John F. Kennedy been gone for all these years, but his family is still relevant today? So that these are these things talking about. When you come to leadership, you want to make an impact. When you are going your generation to generation, that impact will be felt, right? Let's talk about Labro. For a country that don't have limited resources, you would think tourism and stuff like that should be something that Labro should rather go into. And how Labro be attractive for people to go to when everything they see on YouTube is dirt, is garbage, and stuff. Nobody's gonna see that family and take them there. So that's not gonna happen. Clean the city up, let people come. That would be an easy way to make money right now and getting everything working in our country. Clean the city up, like pay for public relations, pay for PR, let people advertise that, bro, and then people visit that, bro. Then you can make money out of that, and then you go ahead and then try to do other stuff. So I mean, it's easy, man.
They're waiting for Joe. We have to come clean it for them.
There go. Somebody
I wasn't even playing basketball.
Did you clean it for when you were there? We got clear now.
You also died in a Peter.
Go ahead, Marie.
I told you I went to the pet 2021. Couldn't pass rate that they say yours done.
Guys, we are still closing.
Where you came from?
Let's go with me, yo.
Thank you, Ami. Unlike Vasco, in order to move forward for the sake of Liberia, I'm going to avoid everything he said and all the misquote that everybody misquoted me. I can show numerous videos on this stuff where you have dirt in communities that have been there for about 5, 6, 7 months. So yes, it is from the George Weah government. If those dirt are taken away from the community today and brought to the main street, those are dirt from the George Weah regime, and it cannot be changed. When it comes to the lawmaker, and I just want to say too, I hope the JMB government and the MCC new manager have plans on educating our people, because in my opinion education is very important when it comes to both the electricity and the garbage in the country, and that will also include I believe Mrs. Jasso is the health lady. Well, yeah.
They have minister is Dr. Louis.
Poto, right?
That's what
Poto,
it's
right? Dr. Poto. I hope that
Oh man, I know the people.
when you done talking, let me know.
Vasco, I tell them a second on the lady's time. Go ahead, Marie. She was
Because
just
there are trash bags available in Liberia. Surprisingly, the trash bags we have here, there are trash bags available in Liberia. We bought some. It's just that instead of using trash bag, the market women and other people prefer wasting the garbage in the same vicinity of where they live and everything. And I just want Liberians to know that They're not doing it to the government as much as the blame will be on the government, because they hold the responsibility to make sure the environment is clean, but they're doing it to their own health. They're doing it to you know their nation, somewhere where they're supposed to be comfortable and happy. If at all, trash can be put in trash bag, and it's only left for those trash to be taken from the trash bag, onto the trucks. That would be something different. It would at least take away the major hazardous issue that they're creating when they put the trash in the street, without any sorts of protection from
Thank
the
you, Mary.
public. Vasco took my
2.5 minutes old.
30 seconds.
Go ahead, 30 seconds.
You see how la report give me 35? You get 2.5 minutes, you say I'm 30 seconds.
Oh, really? Anyway, when it comes to our lawmaker, it's necessary that education be incorporated when it comes to picking a lawmaker, because these people themselves value education as much as you guys don't think they value education. That is why they send their children out of the country to go to advanced countries to gain a good education, because they know that tomorrow, when the requirement comes that it's necessary to be educated to represent their family, they want their children to be able to represent them.
Thank you.
They value education, and I think education should be a requirement, because that is the only way you won't have a lawmaker make 12 years in the house. He don't have one bill that have been passed, and it's still okay for him to be there. So I could say more to that, but
Nancy testing me. Go ahead.
Let's keep some for tomorrow. Tomorrow day.
Nancy, go ahead, Maggie.
So everything you can talk.
Yeah.
I said give people 1 minute. Said that Nancy testing me.
Before they come to me, I'm doing it. So I gotta put you.
I would start with the education portion first part before I go to the diet. So, as I said earlier, yes, education pays a lot. We need our lawmakers, people that are making laws for our country, to be educated. But the first and foremost thing, the law for the people that they represent. You can have the BSc that my brother Suare talked about, BSc in law. If you corrupt, nothing gonna move forward. We should try to talk about taking corruption out first. Education, we can have the common people start making laws, and if the country is corrupt free, the Senate is corrupt free, representative is corrupt free, things will move on. The people have staffers
Thank you.
that work along with them. Yeah, we always bring it back to the US because that's where we live, right? And we try to link it to Liberia. I have my senator, my representative, every time they can do town hall, who have calls that come to our phone, and we click on it, and people talk what they need for the community and all those stuff. Then the senator or the representative will go and make the law. And I don't think that he the one sitting. Give me just few seconds, sitting and writing everything, because he have people. If you employ the right people for your office, you're going to pass law. You're going to bring law to the people. Then we come to the dirt. I blame both people. I blame our citizen too. You cannot be taking trash. I agree with Mary. If you have trash bags and carrying it out, you putting the trash in, carrying it out, and not opening it up, it will save a lot of lives.
Thank
But
you, man.
it's opening the community and everybody inhaling it. Some I can't even go home because of that. I suffer from asthma. I'm not want to be walking in the street of Monrovia with my nebulizer that I have in here. No, something needs to be done.
Thank
Someone
you.
needs
Oh,
to
Marie,
go
you're
home.
absolutely right.
And every day, I cannot go home. Seeing that day, I'm gonna cancel my trip if I try to go back to Liberia. I cannot.
Take your face, man. You'll be fine.
Matter of fact, it's too hot right now. Say for you to go, man.
I cannot go there. I mean, God forbid.
So you guys see the gender issue we can be talking about, right?
Exactly. This is why I wanted to talk today.
You know, I just sat by. I just allowed Emmy to go. Right?
You hear me saying thank you.
Yeah, please don't beat on my sister Amy. She was
Emmy gave Maggie 5
hear
minutes.
me saying thank you.
No,
Thank
she
you. Don't act like I was
said
just
thank
sitting there and didn't say anything.
You said thank
When it comes to the
Emmy,
men,
please do your closing.
Emmy can put bass in her voice. When the girl is, the female, she is it.
Okay. Wait, come here, female. We put the bass in my.
The female,
thank you.
That's it. Close the show.
Then you give me slow motion. Sorry.
Nelson, you know what? Jelly are in a backstage again, like they are on their main soiree. Marie and Sherry were here. It was fun.
You just talking about secret.
Again.
I mean, you'll be doing closing too.
Yeah, but I mean, as a co-host, why should be? Why should we have Emmy to close?
Be closing. Don't be
Yeah, that's true, man.
Be closing because
guys, thank you, man. I mean, that's a good one.
I mean,
And
always
so
interject and ask questions. That's a privilege.
I mean, have 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, have 4 minutes. I mean, get married 2 minutes. I mean, get married 2 minutes. I mean, get married 2 minutes.
You can be doing all the interruptions. Go on now.
You always wait till you say he.
Nancy, it's okay to start the case short. Just get all of them 1 second. Not get 1 second.
I need to finish. I got your back.
Not get 1 second. As soon you say hello,
guys, we have to go.
Let justice be done to all.
Let me take 1 minute to do your closing.
Oh, Nelson, that's not justice being done to all.
That justice.
Yeah, wait. I want Oma Anna calling. Yeah, wait 1 minute. Let's do
Oma from Texas?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anna, welcome to the late night show. It's good to have you on. You're the only person we allowed to call Nana. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a wakekeeping Liberian sister that tomorrow will be the burial. That's why I just came.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you want to make contribution to the show?
Yeah, on that death. The death are in the streets of Monrovia, nursing. Yeah, hello to all of you. The street that the dead that we find in the streets of Monrovia, nobody gets strength for it. And so let me tell you, nobody. The reason is the stores we have in red lights. They don't have trash can. At the end of the day, the cartoons, the papers, they'll go and waste it outside. Then the market women are saying those frozen things, they'll go put it down. Then the people that are living around red light are in the upstairs buildings, stores under there and set up. In the night, they did it there to the Zocos to go with. Zoco go park it there. Are the problem.
So you think the UP government can handle the debt issue, Oma?
Joe, we are try. He didn't make it. I remember when and the CDC government took over 2017.
Yeah.
He himself, the president himself, his wife, Mary Bro, and many others,
Yeah,
they swept the streets of Monrovia, red light that day. It was locked. They ended it at Center Street, Graveyard.
Okay.
Campaign.
What happened?
Nothing get love. You get me again.
Oh my God. Let's see where I
No,
can
nothing. Yeah, that's why nothing said you want to leave.
Garbage man has not been intentional. That's why. Look, let me tell you this, right? And something I forgot to.
Because you're not being fair. You can go through there.
You'll not be asking a question.
From Marshall territory, do your closing now.
Pascal,
Hey,
what is
but
if you Nelson want to do, why you been so disrespectful?
No, I said you will not be asking a question because we expect
Why
you to
should I ask you a question?
Because you host.
Okay, but who tell me to do this thing? You think I do it on my own? You don't tell Nelson what to do. Nelson tells me to run the show like that. So you don't come here and tell me you think I just jump out and do stuff on my own.
No, I'm pretty
we
sure
understand that, but you host.
You can't just be sitting there. You can't just be sitting mute.
So funny.
He said you don't just be sitting mute.
Stay live here. Let me tell you.
But you see
Let's something off.
Let it finish. That's gonna.
I got prayer complaints about everything.
Let me just leave Vasco. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, don't get very Vasco.
Not Vasco alone. Some other people here too.
Nah, don't get very because
the host gotta be engaging. That's why she asked questions back and forth. As a host,
but honestly,
just look like you're trying to go and say, why you just saying that like some mute something? You gotta be interjecting. You gotta be something. You're telling me yes, I mean do that. I mean do that. Don't
we're not gonna play for me. I'm not gonna play
Let me close that.
I can play about
question. I don't like.
No, Emmy, where you going?
You gotta let
point of view.
Emmy from Marshall territory. Emmy, come back. You the co-host.
They rescue people. They could have
get
Who could have get there?
Amy, you already gave Vasco game.
I mean, you get back to
sorry.
Kinju before you count this show.
I mean, it's tired.
Today my Friday, man.
Guys. So we will have to go. You're not treat the rescue. You're not treat the rescue me.
I know that I think
let me ask you one question.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, but
ask if it's on the curriculum.
Huh?
If it's already closed, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You moderator, you have to close.
They need to add electoral.
But you know, the point I was making is this, right? I mean, you can now
run a whole show or whatever, man. You're not sneaking it inside there.
You sure you want to
Francis is in charge right now, so you're
in the host position.
Don't put me, man. Move me forward there. Move me forward there.
Oh man, the man give you power, you don't want
Thanks for being here. It was a great show.
Honestly, when you are a host, there are times that you need a host. Because all of the
we probably get stuck on the platform tonight. Like the other, you see, Marina Freeze was smiling there.
But look, let me tell you this though. That's the best person that we can put here to host this program. The Vasco.
Oh,
I should be the host.
No here, no thing.
Vasco be the host. Vasco. I mean, yo, enjoy yourself. I will interject. I will ask questions.
You said, so you tell me, Joe, we are not picking trash? You didn't see the man on Joseph? You didn't see the man in Broad Street?
Vasco, Vasco, always.
They dead, man. They dead. I ain't see before. Since you're born, they are says yeah. They dead. will
Man, move it.
manufacture
But you see,
they don't even
and
know where
this
they'll come from.
this is
Look,
my
you
own
guys is
thing,
right.
right?
You should be
Like the
just understand to say you
that's the
manufacture
thing where
that.
he said
How is
they
that
will
law for
manufacture
country,
bodies.
but you
And now
wishing
we
that the
see
country
all the
be
burning of
dirty?
the houses, they're all over. You
How
guys,
you pray for a leader to
you
fail
have to
and you
look
say you
into
love
your
the
You
country?
businesses.
gotta put things
Do you know
in
how
place
many
so we can put
years
a dent
George
in it.
Weah failure set the country back and you pray for Joseph Brogan to fail? Do you know how
This is
many
my
years
own
will set
position,
us
right?
back?
This is my
You
own
do
position,
love
right?
your
Nani,
country.
And I
You
know,
look
I
like you
Nani,
know,
even love Liberia
So
because
look,
of George. Why
I
today
what kind
understand.
of
today was
unity
one of
are
the
you?
I
saddest day
understand.
for
I
me.
understand a lot
Joseph
of.
Baga went to the
I
blind people
understand.
place today. The
Vasco, okay,
president went
wait.
to the blind people here with hands swinging.
Vasco, wait now.
Swinging.
I understand what the trash business people are saying.
Saddest day today.
The citizens are contributing to the trash and all that stuff, right? Let Omar call right now and say people living upstairs. So wait now. At the end of the day, let's say this. If we try to say stuff like that, people are not contributing. Look, even America here, I got my garbage picked up every Monday and Thursday, right? Every Monday and Thursday. All I have to do is just bring it out. If I forget to bring it out, guess what? If they don't take it for 1 or 2 days, my neighbor will complain. And guess what?
That is
The
changing
police will come
11,
and snatch me,
that is
right?
changing
So
11 army went.
what you talking about? If
That is
you don't
changing
show
11 army went.
I got something for you when we get in the back.
if you don't show pickup location for the people put
I
their
got
trash
something for you
anywhere.
in the chat room.
That army
Get
land,
Vasco Grano.
they only
You
put
want
that land to
Vasco
them, we got
Grano.
found.
But tomorrow, if I'm gonna show you, yo, Kwati, you can
I mean, when the
Guys,
Bible
someone
just
said thank
ease
you.
or
You ain't
tears,
stop
it's not
on
red
me,
bar.
yo.
I mean,
Vasco said he gave Grant for not on. That's why
No,
you
but
did
let me
it.
friend
looking so
go.
good on
Yeah,
you tonight,
let
man.
me
Good
friend
night,
with the issue
Divo.
of the debt business. You know,
Stop
there's
going
sometimes
on you.
Man, do you have a dead
sorry
baby
for
yet?
but debt.
So guys,
That
guys,
Man, all right, Miguel, you're
so
still.
guys, please give Emily the chance to do a closing because we have to go now. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that plane laying the territory. That listening.
The airport master territory land, my sister.
Amy more go deal and that's in the back. All right, Amy, go ahead, man.
No, like y'all would do it tomorrow right on this show. As not says thank you. You ain't start putting it back. We about to do real detailship here now. And say you want to be hardcore. I'm about to go hardcore here.
You remember I want your power.
You're looking at somebody who got small Nimakani blood.
Small what?
Small
Wait,
Nimakani blood.
I'm close now.
Begin. Marsha, tell that baby. Well, so first of all, I want to react to the caller that called and said that if we are dealing with people asking for education, then we need to ask the voters educated voters to vote for the people. You know, Liberian people, we always complain about things not getting done, and sometimes when we try to say, "Oh, maybe this is the area, let's fix the area," they have problem with it. So I don't know what we want in our country. Our mindset is we know corruption is there, but the mindset too, because if our mindset was straight, we would know not to be voting for the corrupt people and stuff. So we really need to get it together and maybe ask ourselves what we really, really want. Not who told you said people in the village or everybody want to be a representative, that when you said people it have to be a bachelor degree, then people will say, oh, you excluding other people. That's not true. That is not true. So we shouldn't limit our just make our government to just be any. We know that education. We know people had a PhD or working on D, and our country looking like mess today. We know that, but at least something has to be said, right? And then the trash issue. We are not saying we know this is JMB government now. We know he has inherited every bad things that did. That's his problem now. We are not saying because it never got done in JMB, the past government, so it shouldn't get done now. No one is saying that whatsoever. Okay, but when people come here and try to make it look like it was all gravy, none of this was like this, and they want to compare, that's where the comparison come in. So I don't want people to be confusing the fact that every time, oh, you gotta leave them when it wasn't nothing. They start no, and somebody come here and start doing comparison from the past government and lying about it. You can just sit here and let it go. But it doesn't mean that any of us say, oh, because it happened then, it shouldn't get fixed. No, that's not what we're saying. It will get fixed. But you can't be biased and all unrealistic and come in and say 6 years of mess without any thing equipment, nothing. You just expect it to just disappear in 2 months, 3 months. That is just, I don't know if that's not a wishful thinking. I don't know what it is. That's what we're trying to do. No one is comparing, saying that because it never happened in Ria or something. So, and my brother Vasco said he never seen trash powder. I agree. I agree with you, Vasco, because you just told us say you have been out of Liberia like what 6 years ago. So that's why you haven't seen it yet. So I can understand that. So that, not because it never happened, but you were not there to see it. So I can understand that. Thank you.
And again, all the money that is stole. So we're trying to get money back to fix the country. It's not a magic one.
That's right.
Stole money for 6 years, 6 school years.
Well,
so no money in the country.
Where are you going to get the money from?
You have to generate the money. You have to
generate the money.
You can
generate the money, and if we sit here and say, "Oh, everything will just be glory, glory, glory," the things that they were used to put the garbage, the closer, the truck, and Saturday we are government and Vasco government took all into the cover.
We are finally in a pickle.
Running your government, and Jojo.
As a country, we really need to sit down. That whole garbage issue. If I was a government, I would sit down and try to privatize that whole thing.
That person like not worry.
Look, there are a lot of companies. Let me say now. Let me learn this now. Why don't be so worried? If the government do that thing,
people not paying attention to it.
Maybe that what cheering is
impossible.
Would not be around.
Nothing impossible in Liberia.
There are a lot of people in our country. I keep telling you this.
Okay, to real land.
I'm saying this, right?
If
you have a country like Liberia, if you have a country like Liberia where everything is what? Everything revolves around the government. The government is everything. All right. Now, government, what you have to do now, since you have to do everything, since you have to sanction everything, like America, they give these things out. Look. You got people in here, you got different electrical companies supplying. It can be government one, right? That way, let it be somebody else's worry. If that person not fulfill their agreement with government, guess what? Another company will bid for it. That the man out. Until you can come to a time where you find somebody that can get the job done. You have to find a field, right? You can give it to somebody in Johnsonville. Another company will deal with the trash from that end. Another company deal with trash from the other end. Then Central Monrovia, everybody will just go inject clean. That's easy.
I'm glad you did a Marshall territory, but somebody not buy all Marshall, so I don't have any more field there to go play.
Are you talking about the 2,200 acres?
Yeah.
I said something here the last time.
They bought the whole Marshall. I wonder if my family land still there.
You have to go check on your land.
Yo, you gotta go protect every door.
There can be no changes in our place.
There will be, Vasco. The Lord will break your mouth.
No, that place, yeah. The only
because the mayor, you will not see what
we have
I'll put a ban on plastic bag first. Nobody will use plastic bag.